Welcome to the Leetist Podcast, a show where we play games about games of the video sort. Video games, we play games about them. I'm Kenny. I'm joined by here's a simple one, the Pete to my Pete, Tim.
God, I have no idea what that's from.
And Ryan, the strongest man in the world.
That was from Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Yes, absolutely.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Yeah, no, that was I like how Kenny is slowly losing his mind when he's trying to describe at the start of our show. Like, it's game videos and it's a lot of game videos.
How are we doing tonight, guys?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Had a day, had a weekend playing games and stuff.
Oh my God.
Played a lot of games this weekend.
Nice.
Jumping right into it.
I played some games too, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah, we got a lot of
There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of things that happened gaming-wise that talked about that I'm excited to talk about.
November's pretty good usually with games coming out. So,
like 11-11-11.
Yeah.
Oh, more about that later.
Don't you worry about Starfield.
Yeah, I have a feeling you have some interesting headlines this time because I recall seeing a lot of interesting things in the news this week.
Maybe, I hope so. There's a lot of very specific. I think the thing about the news that has happened in the past week is it's very related to things that the three of us are very interested
Yes, that's true.
So I think even if
that rare full moon where it's like, oh yeah, we all want this.
Yeah. So I mean, normally there's things kind of like run the gamut and we're all over the place, but these ones, this is like the week for the Leetist.
Yeah. No.
Yep,
it was a good one. It was a good one. Yeah. No. Absolutely.
We do play games about games here. If you send us your own game ideas out there, trivia questions, debate topics, and sorts, game show type games, come up with them, send them to us. We'll play it on the show. Give you a shout out, TheLeetistPod at gmail.com, at TheLeetist on Twitter. We're going to be out next week for Thanksgiving, eating some turkey, but we'll make it up to you guys. Throw you some bonus stuff around the holidays because we'll be taking some breaks here and there to have some family gaming times out there, going out of town doing
What
some
games
stuff.
do you play with your family, Kenny?
Mario Party. I'm
Nice.
gonna actually,
really?
yeah.
Like did you get the new, the new old one where they just rehashed all the other games?
I have not, but I was planning on it
cool.
for when I go up there.
You
and
know
visit
what?
them.
That's
Yeah.
actually making me
Sucker.
think I should do that because my sister loves Mario Party. She's coming to visit. So.
And I'm actually really excited because this is the first year first time I'm ever going up to visit my family and have a VR unit that I can all let them try.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
There's something about like the first time someone experiences VR,
The childlike wonder.
That childlike wonder, and then you just smack them in the balls while they're doing, and they
Not with the new Space Sense technology from Oculus Rift.
Oh.
They can see when your hand is going to smack them in the balls.
So you go.
Or if your dog walks into frame and you don't hit your puppers.
I know my brother is going to love Resident Evil 4 VR. He was all about Robo Recall.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he's-
Robo Recall's
Oh
fucking
yeah,
dope.
that is a good.
Yeah, it's a great game.
I need to try that one too. There's so many VR games, but like I
Which
want
one?
to
Robo Recall?
Yeah, Robo
Oh
Recall.
man, that was the
Yeah.
first VR game I played.
Yeah.
I got to tour Epic Games, the actual facility out in Raleigh.
Oh, I didn't know you ever did that.
Yeah, when Isaac was there, I actually
Yeah.
got to tour it, which was super dope. It was pre or just in the midst of when Fortnite was starting to blow up.
Sure.
So, from what I understand, it changed quite a bit after all that mad Fortnite money came in.
Oh yeah.
But even before that, Jesus, this place was a sight to see. But one of the highlights was this room that had a bunch of VR, like Oculus headsets in it. And so I actually got to, play with one of the headsets in this big, massive room and got to try out Robo Recall for the first time. And oh my God, talk about a game to get addicted to VR on. That game is so fun and fast-paced and exciting.
It's the first VR game I played where you were actually having guns and shooting and reloading and all the
it
was the most interactive
reach over
shooting
the
game.
shoulder for the shotgun and grab the pistols from the hip.
Good. I mean, when you get that flow going, it's just a masterpiece. Because Resident Evil 4 obviously uses that. I did Super Hot. Super Hot has elements of just picking up a gun and oh man, it's so good. Yeah.
Good shit.
Well, I'm excited to hear about the news, Tim. So let's get into it. How are we going to present the news to the people in a fun way? We got to come up with a way to do it.
I've got an idea, boys. How about we play the news game? The news game. I like that we're like video DJs, or not video DJs, like radio DJs. We're gonna play the news game coming at you here with the Leetist Podcast. Hey, check us out.
We play the music and we all sit back sipping our coffee.
That's right. Yeah, we all did.
We're
It
like
was
the late night
nice and awkward.
talk show host is like, and Delilah is calling from Channel 5.
Take it away, Paul.
Take it away, Paul. Everyone just takes a sip of their drink.
Hey, Paul, Arliss.
Yeah.
Boys, I've got some news. There's lots of news. You guys probably, in all honesty, there's probably some things
Is all
that
of
I'm not
it
even
Elden
gonna cover.
Ring?
No, there's only one thing about Elden Ring, but you have to guess which one it's going to be.
I'm
So,
just gonna guess.
Ryan, why don't you call it in the air?
I'm going to do Tails just to be a contrarian.
It's hey.
What a surprise.
So, Kenny, you are up first.
Alrighty.
You ready to hear that timer for me?
I'm ready.
Let's do this. Valve has apologized that the release date for Blank has been pushed to February 2022.
Steam Deck.
Correct. In an attempt to hype up their upcoming game, the Borderlands Blank DLC has been released as a standalone game.
Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep.
Correct. Gameplay footage has been released for Blank, and it looks like a spiritual successor to Bloodborne with a dash of Sekiro.
Elden Ring.
No. Catching up with the rest of the class, Blank will now finally let you choose install locations and have mod support.
Skyrim.
Windows Store.
What are we talking about? Oh.
That other game we were talking about, yeah. The other game we were talking about was Lies of P.
Lies of P.
Yeah,
right.
spiritual successor to Bloodborne and a dash of Sekiro.
Oh, okay.
Lies
Yeah,
of P.
with the hand abilities.
Yes, yes,
and,
yes.
and the-
Pinocchio style, Pinocchio Dark Souls.
I got so distracted by saying no, I didn't say the answer, and that was Lies of P. And I
Yes,
apologize
Lies of
for
P.
that.
No,
And I think that might have thrown you off for the rest of the game. So,
yeah,
so for that, I'm
this
sorry.
just I'm ready for the fairy tales, dark fairy tale style Dark Souls, universe of video games. Like I want a Pinocchio, I want a Cinderella like Dark Souls where like if she
Do
goes,
you really want all these things, or are you just
yeah,
saying
man.
stuff?
No, dude, bring it on. Like, think what you could do with, American McGee's Alice. They did a twisted thing. Let's twist up these fairy tales. Let's get them all dark.
I would be way more excited for this if Elden Ring wasn't on the horizon, but I'm still pretty excited for it.
Actually, it is weird. Now that I think about it, wouldn't Alice be the perfect candidate for a Dark Souls? Like American McGee's Alice as a Dark Souls like game. That setting is creepy. It's like
I need to keep the puzzles in though. I mean, the big thing about Alice was that she did have kind of attacky things, but had to still kind of approach things from weird perspectives.
Right.
She wasn't just a run up and slash things with a dagger. There were some other things that she could do in the game, and there was puzzles to solve and stuff like that. Kind of like that format off the top of my head, because I don't think of Alice as this super mighty thing. She was small frail girl. Maybe when she goes into her dream realm or whatever.
I know what you're saying. Like the FromSoft aesthetic would be crazy to see.
And then
Alice
what
in
you
Wonderland
do
stuff.
is you inherit powers from things. So you get the upgrade from the Cheshire Cat. So now you can see better in the dark. You get an upgrade from the Queen of Hearts. When you imagine a Queen of Hearts stage, where you're in basically a garden that is just painted in weird, bloody, different colors and stuff like that.
Yeah, but why Dark Souls? Why has it got to be like a FromSoft style? Can't it just be fucking weird and dark?
Yeah.
Does it have to be Dark Souls-esque?
I think
Does it
he's
have to be
talking
a
about. I think
Soulsborne
he's
type
talking
game?
about their how good they are at environments and aesthetic, and I think they would be really good at something like that.
Environmentally, it fits in the aesthetic of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be like that, but I think that would be a kick-ass bring us into Wonderland, but the dark and twisted like American McGee. Even tie him in. Let's bring that universe in, and let's do another game of American. You know what? I'm just saying, let's get another American.
Who
McGee's
is American
Alice.
McGee?
Nobody
American
knows.
McGee is a developer.
Oh,
Yeah. A person's name.
it's not a person's name.
It's a person's name.
It is a
is.
person's name.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. It is a person's name, named American McGee.
Yeah.
interesting.
Who's that actress? Something America. Isn't there a America? Isn't there?
Vespucci
I'm not
Amerigo.
crazy. America Ferrera.
Oh.
She's in the Big Box Store TV show or whatever. Am I just talking to nobody right now?
I believe
is this-
I'm gonna let you just dangle on
She was in
this
Ugly
one.
Betty. She was in Superstore. Her name's America Ferrera. This is a real life thing.
Wait. I know Superstore. Which one is she in?
The main character, the
Oh, she's
Latin woman. Yeah, Yeah.
she's Amy.
yeah.
Or maybe
Her name
that's
is America.
I must be
So
out
there's
of it.
also
Not Amy.
American
Yeah.
McGee.
I haven't heard of
He's a
any
video
of the
game
shows.
designer, and he's from
America.
Guess where he's from?
America.
Italy.
That's right.
America.
He is from America. He's from Texas.
He's from Germany.
He did his big things were Alice, but he also worked on Doom games and stuff. He was a tester on
Yeah,
Doom.
he's
and he was
a level
designer on
super
Doom.
interesting. Like his style and aesthetic was Dark Souls probably before Dark Souls, because
And just slapped his name on it and said,
So
this
his name
is
is
my
not,
game
his
now.
name is not America. It's American.
American.
Interesting.
American McGee.
All
Yep.
right. So
So, anyways, the thing I like about Lies of P is that this is out of left field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is like a completely random thing. But the more I think about it being like a dark, weird environment, the more it fucking works.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
weird doll things coming to life.
Oh, yeah.
and killing off a bunch of people and populating this dark place.
I wonder how they're
Totally
going to
dig it.
integrate the lie mechanic.
do you
What's he
think that they're
lying
gonna
about?
do the? Do you think they were actually gonna do the nose grow lie mechanic?
I mean, I have to
Kind of have to,
assume-
right?
Yeah.
You're doing Pinocchio. I mean, that's the
So
whole thing.
maybe that's his like fight, right? Like he battles with his nose.
We
So
talked about
that's
this,
it.
and I
Yeah,
think maybe
yeah.
that I don't know.
I think it would be more like a
Maybe some other part of his body grows when he tells a lie.
I think it would be more like a Phantom Pain horn thing, as far as like
Maybe.
not like a combat
But
nose.
That sounds like it could be really silly.
Can you imagine like a Dark Souls esque version of the whale from Pinocchio, where like
I'm just imagining everything as a Dark Souls version of it.
I don't know what makes a Dark Soul.
Have you guys ever played Mario? What would you think of that being a Dark Souls like game?
You would take Toad, right? And then you would add 5 limbs to him, but they don't match anything or anywhere, have no practicality of how a creature would evolve that way or be that way, but they just have them. And then you slash at it.
It's
until
ridiculous.
It dies.
So
It has 3 legs and 2 arms.
I thought it was just kind of, good. Windows Store is now letting you actually choose install locations, and it's doing mod support on games. So congratulations, Microsoft, for catching up with everybody else
You
with
can
Windows
you
platform.
couldn't choose install locations before.
Apparently not.
I've been. What?
Windows Store?
Windows Store.
Oh,
yeah.
does anyone buy from the Windows Store?
I play games off the Windows Store.
Oh, really?
That's how I play Gears. Was off of the Windows Store.
Oh.
Sea of Thieves played on the Windows Store.
I think so. Yeah, before Xbox really integrated their app like perfectly into Windows, it was like that. You had to do it from Windows Store. Or something. I don't know. But that's strange.
They're probably trying to get more people because like Windows 11 is more hardcore into using their whole like interface, so they're probably making it more user friendly and accessible.
Oh, that's the hope always. Yeah, for sure. Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, standalone game. That is actually, I don't want to say it because it won't be true after most people listen to our show. It's free until the 16th at 10 a.m.
Right.
Oh, did you get it?
Which is
Epic
congratulations,
Game Store.
listeners that listened right early in the morning. You now have a chance to jump onto Epic Game Store and get it for free. But after that, it's not free anymore.
Yeah.
So, jump on it.
That's
We'll put a tweet about it too.
Great idea by Gearbox, I think, because in my opinion, it's the best piece of Borderlands content ever. For my
Keep
taste.
saying it, so I guess it must be true.
Yeah.
And I'll never.
I mean,
I already did get it.
I mean, it's cool that they're doing that. As long as my 2 cents would be, don't charge anyone anything for that. Just release it for free. I know it's free right now. Just let it be free.
Yeah, it's like a hype
Let
up.
it be free.
Let my Borderlands
It's a hype
go.
up for the Tiny Tina game, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool idea. Steam Deck.
Steam Deck's delayed. There you go. February.
Well, my Steam Deck is already
February.
here. I already have it.
That's
Steam
a lie.
Deck?
Yeah. It's called my Switch OLED.
Oh, you clever son of a bitch, you.
No, I mean that's fine. I was talking to my buddy Chris about this because, like,
Chris.
he was the one who told me about the Steam Deck
Yeah.
delay, and it's, like, honestly, I'm fine with waiting a little bit for that. It is something. It's a nice to have, but it is not an essential for any means necessary.
fair.
And honestly, it's probably going to get pushed back further because
Okay.
the chip shortage is real, and it is going to be hitting probably even harder next
Funny
year.
you make that joke about I need a Steam Deck. I got my Switch LOLED. And you're the only one here that actually pre-ordered the Steam Deck.
but $5.
Yeah.
That's all it took to
Yeah,
pre-order.
well, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, Tim.
That's it for Kenny's news. Now, hey, Ryan, would you like to be trivialized?
Let's do it.
All right, ready? Here we go. Invites have gone out for the first blank network tests. Some codes are selling on eBay for hundreds of dollars.
Elden Ring.
Correct. After only a month of being on top, PS5 delivered the best-selling console crown back to blank thanks to the new model release.
Blood? Wait.
Nintendo Switch. Activision is no longer the most valuable gaming company in the U.S., surpassed by blank.
EA?
Roblox. It's another birthday. This week, blank and blank turned 1 year old.
I have no clue.
Okay, PS5 and Xbox Series
Oh,
X.
yeah.
I wasn't thinking consoles. I was thinking games.
I thought the same exact thing when he said back for blank. I had blood in my head, too.
Can you repeat that
Who
question?
said back for anything?
You did.
Wasn't
You
it the-
said it.
After only a month of being on top, PS5 delivered the best-selling console crown back to blank. Thanks
You
to
said back four.
back for blank. Thanks to the new back to blank. I don't know, whatever. You got it wrong. Kenny, you won. Congratulations. All right. PS5 and Xbox Series X turned a year old.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yes, they certainly did.
And what do we have to show for it? Nothing.
Well, I'm replaying Demon Souls.
PS5 that's collecting some dust.
It's-
and I have a Xbox Series S that is sort of getting used sometimes, but I prefer to play on the PC.
Fair enough. Well,
But I own them.
I don't super give a shit about this, but I'm more like, it's still pretty sad to me that I can't walk into the store and find one after a year.
Chip shortages,
Chip shortages, shit happens. You know what I mean? I understand. Still sucks. Doesn't make it any less shitty.
I know
that
a
can't go in
man
there
who
and get it.
apparently can find PS5s like nothing.
I know he
right
can,
here, yeah.
but sometimes I just want to buy things on a whim. And when I go to a store and it's not there, that's sad.
Yeah,
for me.
I just secured my, 7th or 8th one
I
this
think
week
you're
for,
on 8, right?
for a friend, yeah.
Somebody should just like you should get a cut.
Service, yeah.
yeah,
The Kenny service.
So I am way more excited about Elden Ring now than I was from just seeing that initial gameplay thing. Seeing the network test and people playing it, and it for some reason that just jacked up my excitement.
Seeing dragons die from fall damage.
Yeah.
Did y'all watch that video?
Oh yes, I did. Okay, when I watched it, I was like, "What happened? What just happened?" 'Cause, like, I'm watching it. It's like, yeah, this is a fight, whatever. And then the dragon goes up like it's not even a large hill, like mountain or something. It's just like slight hill.
Just jumps off it.
and then it jumps off, and it takes all this fall.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah. I posted
And
our little
it's
message
like,
group.
Oh, I guess dragons take fall damage.
they're gonna fix that. I'm sure. Elden
No,
Ring.
they should let that stay.
The more I see of it, the less excited I
Yeah.
am. It doesn't look like anything groundbreaking to me.
Oh, I
it just
disagree
looks
completely.
like it looks like dark. It looks like FromSoft is trying to catch up with the rest of the class, basically. Like we're doing things that everybody else is already doing, only now it's us doing it. Which, if you're really into FromSoft, is a big deal.
So you're saying like the
You know what I mean?
the innovative save points before boss fights or
F5.
Yeah. These innovative things that have been around for
Right.
gaming for a long period
Yes,
of time.
I understand it's FromSoft, and I understand it's worthy of excitement, especially for the people that are just super hyped around FromSoft games. But nothing specifically for me makes me go, "Wow, what a cool, original, unique thing!"
Right.
This is not original, unique. This is more of the same, just in an opener environment that already has existed in gaming
Yeah.
for a very long time.
I feel the only one that they've really stretched their legs on the uniqueness, honestly, is Sekiro, which is like that was super unique for their style that they do. But every other game seems Dark Souls. I know Bloodborne is not quote unquote Dark Souls, but it's the same aesthetic. It's Dark Souls.
I don't think it's the uniqueness that I'm excited about, or obviously there's
you just
nothing
really enjoy the
driving-
company and their games
No,
and stuff.
it's just is
is fine.
and this seems like it's their. It seems like this is their Skyrim.
Yeah.
Like this is all those games have been building up to this. They've perfected all these systems and like kind of crafted the stuff, see what works and what doesn't work, and they've taken it all and put it in this big open game, which they've not really done before. And it just looks like an awesome. Let me go like Breath of the Wild, different corners I see off in the distance and find cool dungeons and things, and all the spells look awesome. And I'm just like, it's like replaying Skyrim again right now. When I look at Elden Ring, I'm getting kind of the same feeling of like
Gotcha.
wonder and excitement. Yeah.
I mean, the one thing that kind of was a little disappointing is looking at the UI. It's like the same as every freaking FromSoft. And is that like just because like it's like this is the UI we use for all our games? It just seems lazy to me. Like do something unique.
I saw some videos that were like the UI is like it says some able to be edited now, but I don't know to what extent.
Sure.
It's just some new feature.
You're assuming there's going to be mod support for this thing or whatever? Or
I would imagine so, but I don't know how long it'll be before there's anything fun.
fair.
Like Dark
Wonder
Souls. Yeah, I never got big into modding Dark Souls except for that one big overhaul mod I told you about for Dark Souls 3. That was a blast, actually. But as far as like anything that's not like just,
I guess it's an online capable game, so maybe modding only makes sense in specific instances, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you can usually play online or offline. To use mods, you have to play offline. So,
Gotcha.
I mean, it definitely has a lot of. It's perked my ears up more. I guess I'm on the opposite spectrum where I'm looking at because like I'm coming off of I bought into Sekiro. I was super like interested just looking at the game. I'm like, man, this is different. Got 3 hours in. I'm like, this is fucking impossible. And I was like, I'm done with From Software. I don't think I can do these games. I'm not good at them. And then I see this, and I'm like, well. But now they're giving me the tools that I've been wanting, like a save point right before a boss, or the fact that you can summon things, no problem. So that way you can actually have like the boss to look at other things while you're just swiping at it. So you don't have to worry about what it's going to do to you sometimes. I think the internal argument that's happening now with a lot of From Software fans is this just baby mode Dark Souls? To me, I go, good. I want that.
I think there's going to be both. That's why it's this big open world with different stuff to do. There's going to be sections that are a little more hardcore that probably feel more like the older games, like big challenges. But I would think, this is what I'm guessing, that the main path of the game is probably not as hard as some of the surrounding stuff. Okay. That would make sense to me. I don't know if it's true.
I mean, I like the idea, though. I mean, open world, I love the idea of going, I went to this place because it looked interesting. There's a freaking huge thing that just hits me once and kills me. Yeah, okay, I shouldn't be over here. But like it exists in that world, and now I know, okay, that's not a good place to go yet. I like that idea of like that kind of difficulty. It's because it doesn't railroad you per se. It just is basically giving you an idea.
You know, I keep on seeing videos popping up on YouTube and on Reddit that people are excited about this game. And look, I don't know how to feel about this because people are like, look at this cool thing you can do in Elden Ring. And almost every single video I see is like, you can already do that in other games. This is not blowing me away. The fact that your basis of comparison is previous Dark Souls game is not hyping me up kind of thing. Like I'm talking, I want to see, I don't even know if I want to see it. I don't even know if I give a shit enough to want to see it, but innovation in the series is different than innovation in gaming kind of thing. And this does not seem like innovation in gaming. This just seems like innovation in the series. And I don't like FromSoft enough to just get hyped about innovation in their development process. Mm-hmm. This is like expectation. It's like Cyberpunk, having expectations about like development and like cool, unique things that are not just like special things we've never seen from whatever the fucking Cyberpunk company is. I wanted a game that was more innovative than GTA 5, and I didn't get it. Okay. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I wanted things that GTA 5 offered me, and I didn't have. All I saw was a couple of things that this particular gaming company threw at us for creating their open world, and it wasn't enough to get me excited about the game. And I think that's exactly what I'm seeing with Elden Ring, is that, yes, compared to Dark Souls, it looks great. But compared to other games, okay, cool. I've seen this before.
Can you get excited that George R.R. Martin's writing?
Fucking shit about George R.R. Martin.
That's what's interesting. So, I mean, obviously they had the network test and people are playing it, whatever. I have not heard a single person go, man, this story.
Oh, yeah. I've heard
this story. That's very
so good.
Obtuse. No one gives a shit about this story. Very obtuse.
But you know what's crazy is that like a lot of the streamers and stuff are saying like that this is one of the biggest world betas they've ever played, and it's apparently only like 1/12 of the whole map, which is crazy. But to your point, yeah, I don't think I'm getting excited for innovative things. I think this looks like Skyrim with awesome combat, which is like right up my alley. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm hyped about it.
Sure. I mean, look, I think different games for different people. I mean, like we know the thing is. From software, we know what we're getting usually from a game from that company.
Because I'm replaying Skyrim,
rolling the dice.
I'm playing Skyrim right now and thinking like, man, I wish this game had way better combat and I'd be having a blast. But I'm still having a real fun time replaying it. But still, it's like I love that.
You ain't got one of them combat overhaul mods yet?
I tried
Skyrim?
And I failed to install it correctly. I don't know.
I'm not going to give you a hard time for modding.
I had a pain in the ass with that.
Yeah, not going to happen. So. Yeah, the other things that I just wanted to bring up real quick was Roblox is now
That's
the
a
most valuable
company?
gaming company, and it's publicly traded. And literally over the past week or two or something like that, it's gone from $70 a share up to $110 a share. It is a publicly traded company that's making a lot of money.
I thought it was just the name of the game, but I guess it's both.
It's also $RBLX Roblox.
No shit.
And you can make some cash off of Roblox.
I have to admit, I have no idea what Roblox the game is.
So Roblox itself is like an engine or like a platform basically for building games.
Oh.
But they're relatively simplified. And then you can start a character in an account and go and play games in the Roblox universe.
My God.
Kind of thing that have been built. They're very, very popular, especially for younger players. From what I understand, it's like a great thing for like parents and kids to do together. There's a lot of self-censorship in their own community and everything that keeps it as like a safe environment.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's a lot of garbage, but then there's also a lot of really popular games. And you can buy skins and all that other stuff and all that other crap that people get really into when it comes to games like that. It's a very, very active community. And much like how we are missing out on Genshin Impact, and much like how we're missing out on Fortnite and other humongous games that are involved, that are part of a community that you and I and Ryan, all three of us, we clearly do not service.
I think they have their place in the community, but yeah, I mean, it's not in my vicinity. I don't sit at that table. I sit at a table that suits me in the sense of like, I know these are fun games for me that I can really just sink my teeth into and like get that initial endorphin rush of playing, which is sometimes you get that and sometimes you don't on games. But speaking of endorphin rushes, what games?
Was that all the headlines?
There was the Nintendo Switch thing that just it was on top for 3 years, and then PS5 briefly for a month was on top, and then the OLED came out. Now it's in Switch again.
Yay! Switch on top again.
Yep.
Yeah, will do. I mean, Nintendo is awesome. I don't know.
What are you gonna say? I mean, it was available. I would say it was probably you could go into a store and buy one, which I would say probably did wonders for its sales.
That is crazy that PS5 even took it for a while, considering the lack of PS5.
I'm trying to think of what spurred on
Maybe
PS5
scalpers?
take it
Yeah,
to the
true.
cleaners like that. What games came out on PS5 or whatever? That
Nothing exclusive.
I didn't
that
think so
big
either.
Came
What do
out.
you think? So scalping wise, what do you think? So it was an interesting thread I was reading about. Like it was on Reddit. It was, hey, PS5s are in stock, and then I go to it, and they're like, and it's gone. Right? The GIF that you always get with those kind of things. And people started talking.
sorry, GIF. Found our debate section.
Yeah, I like my peanut butter. I like my memes like I like my peanut butter, Jiffy. So there's a debate that was happening. It was like, there has to be a point where Best Buys and your Targets and your Walmarts, all those kind of companies that are doing the sales online, they need to have some sort of type in like the key thing to be able to actually access the shopping cart to be able to do that.
It
right?
seems like they keep trying different things that they don't work.
So, but here's the thing, and I wanted to ask you this for your guys' kind of idea. Like, do you think that they should do that, or do you think that I mean, at the end of the day, they don't care because they're getting the money anyways. Do you think that a company should endorse that? And do you think that goodwill will get them more returns? Or do you think them just going like, yeah, I'm just going to let the scalpers do it because we're getting money?
You mean endorse anti-bot measures? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no. So, okay. So what I'm essentially asking is, do you think that if they were like, okay, we're going to have now, what do you call it? The crypto keys or whatever that you have to type in. Here's a picture and CAPTCHA.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. Was thinking of that. CAPTCHA to be able to go into the shopping cart to be able to do the purchase. So it makes it a lot more difficult for bots to figure out the algorithm to get through. Like, do you think they should implement stuff like that? Or do you think companies don't give a shit and they won't do that? And like they're just getting the money.
It seems like they care to an extent because, like I said, being a guy who tries to buy PS5s a lot and does it, I see all of these companies, like, it almost seems like every time I'm doing it, they have a different method of bot, like they put you in a line, you're in a waiting line, you have to be there for a while, you have to verify you're human.
What's been the most effective, I guess, to be able to get around the idea that bots are buying up stuff? Because, like, from my perspective, I don't think a company has any, like, they don't owe anybody anything to be like, well, we're going to make sure that the people that want it get it because they're getting the money.
I don't know what is effective because I
think in the end it's what affects their sales. You know what I mean? Like if people are just opting to not buy their stuff up anymore, I mean, then the market basically of scalpers will diminish. But people are still buying them. You know what I mean? Right. And so the market is responding and saying these are worth even this much, and that's how much we're going to spend.
I don't know how the bots work, so I don't know how, you know what I mean? In the case of, like, you're waiting in a line, it says you have 22 minutes left. When it counts down, you're in, and you can press add to cart and buy it, blah, blah, blah. Can't a bot get through that? I don't know. I would think a bot could get through fucking any of those things, but I'm not sure how they work. So I don't know. But I think it seems like they're making efforts. I don't know how much they care about it, but you know, it probably depends on the company.
I don't see it. I guess my main point is I don't see it ever getting to a point where we're going to get around bots. I cannot foresee that happening just because.
Well, I mean, if we do, it'll be probably circumstances that are quite awkward. Like you gotta, do verification stuff,
right? And that's why we're saying cryptic key or something where they have to type in the weird set of letters and then do the caption. Like, where's the light? Select all the light pictures in this 9 square grid or whatever. So I guess like the argument that was happening in Reddit was just like, do you think this will ever be a possibility in the future? I don't think so. Of being able to make it so authentic, for like people to have to access, like to pre-order something or to order something that bots won't be able to get in. And
what if you had to give a human thumbprint or they have to hear a human voice?
I think there's never been a time in digital history where people have given up on stealing stuff or making things, like finding a way around the system. I mean, because what happens is as we add these verifications, unless it's a queue system or something like that, then it becomes a timing game where people that actually want to buy it maybe have a faster connection. They get your order that you wanted, and maybe you didn't get into that place at time because you had to type in all these values or what have you. I mean, like I'm thinking very macro right now, but it's an interesting thought because like my thinking process, I hate bots. Obviously, I think everyone thinks that they're awful. What they do to the community is very volatile, but. Yeah, I mean, to what Tim's point is, as long as there's value in it, they're going to keep doing that. Once they become more available, which they will become more available, this won't be a thing. But initially, it's like the waiting game. Like, you can just wait until they become more available and then just get it maybe with more games that are out because PS5 and Xbox haven't really been putting out much in terms of me wanting to purchase any of their consoles. Yeah.
I think there's a way to do it. It would take more effort than those companies are willing to do. Because, I mean, say they had unlimited money. They could have literally people in a call center, and they would have to talk to a human to take an order, right?
Right.
That's unlimited money. So there's probably ways to do that is just too expensive at this time. And who knows, in the future it might. I don't know. What are we playing, guys? Fucking bots. Fuck bots.
Yeah. Way to bring everything down, Ryan.
That was, I don't even know where I was trying to go with that one, but I really wanted to.
Do you ever think it'll be easier? No. Yeah. I don't think it'll ever be easier.
Yeah.
Until I can walk into a store and buy a fucking console.
Well, no. I'm optimistic.
I'm optimistic too. It's all about. I think it really comes down to this chip shortage thing. Like as soon as there's availability of readily available overproduction of consoles, You know what I mean? We're shit out of luck.
But I mean, like, even if you take it, sorry to keep belaboring this, but like,
here's what I would like to see.
Even if we take it back to when the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, there was no chip shortage.
I think you got to go deeper. I think you got to go deeper. The problem is not necessarily chip shortage. The problem is more about production availability. And we're talking about if we're relying on Taiwan Semiconductors for all of our consoles ever, because we're empowering Taiwan Semiconductors to help produce all these things and them alone, then we've got a problem. What we need is to go even deeper and go further back and have more market availability across the globe of semiconductors.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's so.
There won't be a problem with bots because bots can do their own fucking thing, but we can also walk into a store and we can get stuff.
Yeah, no, that's a great point though, because we are we are entirely reliant. We are mega reliant. We are reliant on Taiwan's mega conductor. Like that's
mega conductors.
Yeah. So yeah. No.
Anyways, I digest, gentlemen.
Who's playing Skyrim?
So I started up. I started to start up Skyrim last night, and I briefly moonlighted as a person who mods Skyrim, and gave up very quickly and got very frustrated. And then this morning, I just started up a regular game without mods.
Sure.
I have not experienced any new content yet, with the exception of getting, I think, a fishing map from Rorikstead and not Rorikstead. Yeah, Rorikstead. What's the first town you go into?
It's not Rorikstead.
After Helge.
Riverwood.
Riverwood. Riverwood, I got the fishing map, and then I found some ore of a thing I've never seen before. And that was about all the new content I've experienced.
Did you see you can buy a backpack?
Yes.
That gives you more storage space.
I did not buy it. I stole it from Hoden Girder's house.
And they have different ones. They have mage backpack, thief backpack.
See, I need to find a warrior backpack, because right now I have the mage one on my back, and it just isn't right, because I'm playing a sword and board.
Right.
And that just doesn't work. I am playing this time through. I'm going through as a sword and board, and I'm going to specialize in also alteration and illusion magic. I want to do alteration for oak flesh and stone skin, and I want to do illusion to do panic, fear, and rage spells, and kind of do that. So run into combat, panic or freak out the whole group, and then just go in there and just start wrecking shit with the sword and board.
I am doing conjuration illusion.
I've done that. It's very fun.
I have not before. So
very fucking fun.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of builds in Skyrim, and I've started up and played through a couple of different builds. And conjuration
I have not done that
illusion
many.
is
honestly, I've replayed that game, and every time I've replayed it, have not gotten that deep. So I haven't experienced that many builds aside from my main one, which was a sneaky, really high damage backstabby.
I've done a lot of builds, and conjuration illusion is especially cool because you can start doing the silent spells, which is super duper fun because you can be sneaky, and you can just summon a dagger into your hand and sneak up behind something while you're invisible, and you can do it all with silent spells, so nobody detects that you've casted anything, and just run up and.
I found a very OP summon already. It seems like, and I don't know if this is from base game or not. Maybe you can tell me, because I think it's called Undying Ghost.
Huh, doesn't sound familiar.
That might be a new thing.
Maybe.
It's like a big Dremora-looking dude who comes out and starts
doesn't fucking die.
He dies. You spend all your magic to summon him, and his attributes are double the amount of magic you spent on, or something.
Oh, that sounds very new. No, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's fun. I wasn't expecting to get hooked as much as I did back into Skyrim, so that's actually what I've been playing the most in the last few nights.
It's a siren song, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about this fucking game. I just love it. Yeah. I always want to play. I always go back. I don't always want to play it, but I always go back to it. And especially with this new content, frankly, I'll take it. And doing sword and board, I don't think I've ever really run through the game as sword and board.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to actually finding cool, sword and shield to play with. You know what I mean? It's always been kind of making my own or enchanting my own shit. And maybe this time I'll actually go through the game and just find some really cool equipment that I want to play with.
Were you able to remember how you can buy Breeze Home at the beginning?
Yeah.
Was there always another house right outside of the city that you could buy, or is that new?
I don't know if that's new, but it definitely was part of DLC pack.
Oh, okay.
Because
I bought that house and it's all furnished and nice and there's a bunch of shit in it. I was like, oh man.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd you afford it?
How did I afford it? It was only $7,500, and it was almost all the money I had.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to tell you. Oh yeah, I can hook you up with those E and B to make the game look way better.
Yeah, so we should talk about this publicly here.
You can do this. You don't have to fuck with a mod manager or anything like that. It's just two very quick things I can throw into your root folder. The game will look way nicer, and the weather will be way nicer.
Fair
the
enough.
Sky and stuff. That's all you need.
Listeners, this is very important. You need to understand how much I hate modding. I hate modding more than anything in any game mechanic ever is modding. I fucking despise it.
What about the main menu, like where you don't have to fuck with anything but just in game? Can't you apply those mods without any
I can
headache?
do those. Yeah, I can just like jump into the creation club or
Sure,
whatever in Skyrim. In is it actually called mods?
There's a separate thing. There's the creation club, and then there's mods.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm fine with doing that. Like that's easy. Just get in there and load it up.
There's some cool
but
stuff
the
in
things that I want the most in these games are like,
outside of that.
Outside of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like the things that I want, like the real game altering things.
Sky UI is a very popular one.
Sky UIs, and I've done it before, but I'm still like I want my buddy's 16-year-old son to come over and just spend a couple hours on my computer and mod the fuck out of my game and
It's
not
a
make
hassle.
me do any of the fucking work because I hate the idea of it.
Yeah,
completely.
even I
hate it almost as much as Ryan hates the idea of playing Skyrim.
I spent way too much time
No,
trying.
this is your guys' segment. I am enjoying your enjoyment of it.
In addition to what I just told you, I spent way too much time trying to get this combat mod to work, like hours, like trying to fix this because I love it because it was like it added a thing where when your movement feels different, you lean a little bit when you move. You can like keep swinging and casting while you're moving.
Like you lean a little bit, like you got to hold both the triggers in order to keep yourself balanced.
No, not that. It makes the movement feel different. There's also a dodge roll.
The Death Stranding mod.
There's a dodge roll. It makes the game feel nice.
That sounds cool.
And every time it seemed like it was working, and then I would take out a bow in third person, and my whole character will disappear.
Oh, wow.
And then I go back to the axe, and the axe has disappeared now, and all weapons are disappeared. And I was like, God damn it, I can't figure it out. I even tried to get help on Reddit and other places. No one's helping me. God damn it. So I'm just not using that. But that's my experience with Skyrim so far.
I think you guys have a lot to say about a particular game. That I think it's important that I just go ahead and get it off my chest right now. Sure. Let me do my games real quick, and then you guys can have the floor.
Okay, yeah.
So I played Shadow of War, finally, and I played all of it.
Good game.
It is so good.
I
All of
sunk
it, wow.
35 hours into that game over the past week.
Fucking good.
And I got super sucked into it.
I might get back into that one.
So
then.
here's the thing about I'm going to do Ryan. Here's the thing about
the problem
Here's
with-
the problem with Shadow of War. So it's not it's a great game.
Yeah.
But I was both. It was both too easy and too difficult. So here's my problem with this game. Here's my problem is that in order to make the game fun, you have to overload yourself. Or that's how I felt. I had to feel like I was overloading myself in combat, getting into sticky situations in order for it to be fun. But it was really, really quick that game would go, here's a
you wanna
boss
do
that
this.
you can't survive this final shot from, kind of thing. Like, here's, like it would throw just enough bullshit that it was like, oh, God damn it. And so it made me not want to go up to the higher difficulty level because it's like, fuck, man, if I can't survive the tough situations that you end up getting into in this game on normal difficulty, I don't stand a fucking chance of even approaching that on like a harder difficulty. And that's that was kind of my only gripe about that game. The storyline was wonderful.
Yeah.
Some of the humor
you played
in
the
it.
first one, right?
No, I never went all the way through Shadows of Mordor or whatever. But
great game.
I played a little bit of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the concept, and I knew this was basically an expanded version of that
It's
game.
an expanded version of the game, but man, that's such a good game because it's one of those like has the Assassin's Creed elements where it's like, hey, I want to climb up this. Cool.
Yeah.
I'm up or
Oh,
whatever.
it's better
like,
than that shit.
Oh, yeah. Way better
Fuck
than that
parkour
shit.
in Assassin's Creed, man. The fact that you can just hold A and you just like fly up into the air, like, this is what I need.
And then just like no fall damage.
That was a
And
big thing
then,
about the
like,
game, though, is that you can be fast, you can like constantly go, and it is button masher combat, but there's enough like things you unlock that it does
the
not
counter.
feel
You have the
button-mashing.
counters and stuff like that.
Well, that's
which
the
is-
counter. The counters, you have to jump over the guys. You have to hit B on some of the enemies, kind of thing, in order to like freeze or stun them.
This is
you know
exactly what the Batman game.
and this is what I was thinking.
getting
Maybe
the,
it's time for me to go do that.
That's what it is.
Go
It's
do
the same thing.
Batman
It expands into a little more complicated.
doing
like
the
that.
arrow thing where you like hit someone with the arrow and you can teleport right to them and then like,
yeah.
oh my God, it's so good.
You know, it's funny. Like that was like one of the last things I unlocked. I enjoyed doing
love
the
that.
combat stuff. I
Yeah.
leveled that stuff first and got really, really, really good in melee.
Yeah.
Essentially in that game. Love the story. It was nice and convoluted, just like a Lord of the Rings thing should, but not like super secretive and hard to figure out, like a Souls type game.
Yep.
The speed of the game was even if something was far away, fast travel. Mind control a Carador or whatever, and just fucking you're there. You're there in you're there in less than a minute. And
There's a lot of buttons in that game.
There's a lot of buttons. There's a lot of buttons, a lot of abilities in that game for sure. But you unlock them one at a time. Probably about halfway through unlocking everything, I started kind of ignoring some of the stuff that I was unlocking.
There's so much shit.
And it wasn't until I started unlocking like a shit ton of things that I realized that a lot of like the secondary things were choose one. So I was like, wait, why doesn't this fucking thing do what I want it to do anymore? It's because I unlocked a different one and accidentally activated it. Okay, I get it now. But yeah, no, that game was
the only thing that is very interesting about that game, because they harp on it a lot, especially from Shadow of Mordor, is the Nemesis system, which I think is all right. Like, I don't see, it's not like groundbreaking to me, because it's just like, cool, I kill this guy, so this guy becomes the new general, but it's already random, so it just seems like, I don't know, like I never thought the Nemesis system was the coolest damn thing. I was like,
the part that bugged me about it was they're talking about all this like legendary armor that you can get, and legendary weapons and legendary sets and stuff. You have to play that game far beyond the normal bounds of the game in order to unlock all these things.
What I was going to bring up is I remember that the reception of that game got very bogged down by microtransactions. And when that came out, it was a big thing about people bitching about how much they gated behind payments and like the best armors and the cool stuff is like.
I don't remember.
Well, I've steadily upgraded stuff, but it got to the point where I was not super focused on the gear anymore. Yeah. Like I stopped caring about the gear. Once it was like level 30 stuff, I was like, fuck it.
At a certain point, you're doing enough damage, you have the skill to evade and do all the stuff. You're like, whatever. I'll just go into this camp. Pretty much, I will single-handedly kill this camp.
There was collect all the pieces of this legendary set. You have to mind control something at level 40 in order to unlock that. It's like, bitch, I'm not even fighting things I can't even recruit things. I'm level 33 finishing this game or something like that. I'm not even close to unlocking the first tier of abilities that this stuff unlocks. So what the fuck are you giving me this for?
So I say you're surprised you beat it in 35 hours, because I recall playing it for almost that much time. Probably.
I think I beat it in 22 hours.
I don't think I got anywhere. I did so much side stuff that I didn't get anywhere.
I don't do the side stuff as much.
I think I finished at about 85%. So I definitely did a lot.
Interesting.
The Nemesis stuff got a little boring by the end of it, because there was nothing that was super difficult.
No,
even the ones that were like 10, 15 levels ahead of me.
Oh, this guy? Okay, cool.
What's he weak against? Okay.
So. He's weak against this. I'm going to control this guy. He's going to go after him. I'll just he can get backstabbed. I'm going to backstab him. Dead. Done.
End game, not very good. Build up towards that, very cool. Main story missions, pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
Like I did.
Except for the escort Golem mission. Oh, fuck you, Golem.
Oh, Gollum. There we go. So Shadows of War, that was really fun. I'm glad I did that. Now, I played 2 Devolver games very briefly. I played,
and you love both of them.
Minute, which is a Devolver digital game that I did not realize. This game basically you survive. You pick up a cursed sword and you have a minute to do things. And then you die. And so whatever you accomplished is kind of moves on to the next thing. Move on to your next life, and then you go try to find something else. Man, did I get bored with that game really quickly.
Not familiar with that one.
Did it take you a minute?
Several minutes, but about several minutes. So at the recommendation of Kenny especially, you guys said you should check out this game. It's amazing. Yeah. Inscription. You're going to love it. It's the greatest game ever.
Well, I didn't say you're going to love it. I just said you got to check it out.
Okay.
Because you might. Because you might love it.
No. Note that Kenny's the one who did it. I did not recommend this to you because I knew you would not care for this game.
If I had known that this game was basically like that other fucking card game that you guys Slay the Spire,
Just Slay the Spire.
that you fucking guys like so much.
But I talked about it in the last podcast. I said even like it's like Slay the Spire with this.
Yeah. Okay. I ignored that apparently. Because instead of just doing the demo, I was like, fuck it, I'll just buy the thing. If you guys are going to recommend this thing so strongly, I'll just buy the game.
Oh, no.
So I bought it, and I played it for about an hour.
Yeah.
And remember how we were talking about Steam refunds, and have you ever done it before? I have now done it twice.
Oh, wow.
I've refunded that game. I do not feel like playing it anymore. It is not for me. I get the appeal. Not for Tim.
No,
you gentlemen, please, by all means, discuss this at great length.
I thought it was hilarious when Kenny in our text thread is like, "Hey, yeah, Tim, you should check this out." I'm like, "Oh, Tim's gonna hate this game because you are not a card-based game
Never have been,
fan."
never will be.
I think,
and
if you,
I am. I'm a huge card-based game.
I think
fan.
if you saw all the things that this game does, you would appreciate it. You might just not like the base card playing,
right?
I guess,
and and if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon.
Yeah.
But this game, unfortunately, is based on those card game mechanics, and I am just completely disinterested. And here's what I think. Here's what I think. I think I've talked to Isaac about this before. I don't think I have the patience to deal with a game that learning the mechanics of it is part of the challenge of the game. I don't think I'm very interested in that. I think I need to be spoon-fed what the mechanics are. I need them to be introduced to me at a very good pace, kind of thing. And I want to just kind of understand things as I go. I don't want to figure out the puzzle that is the mechanics of the game.
Right.
And that is something that's big in this game. And I understand the appeal of that, but I'm not into it.
No, and that's understood. For a person like me who's gone through Slay the Spire, Monster Train, there like so many of these digital card-based games, like when I started playing this game, it was like riding a bike. I'm like, oh yeah, of course you do this, and it does this. Oh, these are my lanes, and this is what it can do. The only element that it took me a second to go like, oh, that's cool, is you had to kill something in order to put something out, which is a la Yu-Gi-Oh! If you ever played that game. So like it's like one of those kind of elements, which I was like, oh, that's really cool. So when I played the demo, I was really like, I'm vibing with this, so that's why I ended up picking it up. And I'm really liking it. Kenny has mastered it, I think, at this point, and because there's more to this game, apparently, and I'm not at that point where it's more to this game.
It's hard to not spoil this game and talk about
That's what everybody says.
What's great about it. Because it does things I've never seen a game do. That's the best thing I can say about it. It's just like, what can I say without spoiling it?
Let's just put it this way. So for the listeners, at the start of the game, you haven't even started a game, right? What are your options that you have at the start?
New game is blanked
New
out.
game is blanked out. Continue
is the only
settings
option.
And something else is the other only option. You have to continue. There is no new game. Why is there no new game? Well, you find out later.
You find out later.
Why? And it ties thematically into what the hell's happening in this game. Yeah. This game is fucking weird.
After Ryan finishes this, we'll have a more spoilery-filled discussion about Inscription. All I can say is, if you're listening to this and you have played a card game and not been turned off to it like Tim, I would highly suggest you play Inscription because it's super cool. It does so many crazy third wall breaky things that I've never seen in a game before, and fourth wall.
They added.
What did I say? Third
wall.
Oh. And it does. It's not afraid to fuck with you. It just it takes a lot of risks that I think pay off greatly and that work really well.
I think if anything, it's just to applaud that originality in a game. If it's not your cup of tea, like card games, or even like, what it bleeds into, like that's completely understandable. But Devolver Digital has been doing such great, like I've been enjoying their games thoroughly.
See, I think I'm different. I think I don't like Devolver digital games.
I like all those little, like the card game itself. There's a lot of like little eureka moments where like you're figuring out the infusion system, and like I've got a praying mantis that can hit all three spaces, and then I realize, oh wait, I have this other card that hits something once because it's a snake and it's like a snake bite and it kills them in one hit. I can infuse that into this thing and it hits three spaces and they all die. And it's like, oh, I'm a genius. And there's a bunch of like little things like that. Like you figure out while you're playing the game.
It's the puzzle of how to play the cards and how to do it right, but you have to be into the cards. And I get that there's probably more. I haven't even gotten to the point yet, but here's my venturing guess is at a certain point, it's not a card game anymore. It probably evolves into something else. I don't know because I haven't gotten to that point yet. But
it's a hell of an assumption.
Based on like not just Kenny's saying, but people I've talked to, they go, "Oh yeah, it changes."
Yeah.
Then of course the game's no longer a card game. then you clearly are doing something else with the mechanics at a certain point. Because like, why would you tell me that unless it was still a card game?
There is one complaint I will make about this game, and it's the fact that there are parts in the card game part where you're on your way to the end, but there's a couple bosses you get through, right, where they very obviously want you to die and kill you because you need to start unlocking more things. And I don't like the feeling of when I'm fighting this boss of like, there is absolutely nothing I could have done to beat this.
Right.
If even though I was really good at this game and I knew everything, they want me to die here, and that's not a great feeling in a game for me, where it's like, no matter how good you are, you're supposed to die here.
Well, that's a problem with
a
lot of the old school games too, like where they didn't have cinematics, so they're like, but you have to lose this fight. Like you have to lose in order to continue forward.
And that kind of sucks when you've gone through like 2 of those maps and you get to like the 3rd boss or whatever, and it's like, oh, there's more stuff you got to come back here with, and it's that's the only thing. Other than that, highly recommend.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean, download the demo for anyone who's interested. They have a demo. The demo goes through the first area, the first spot. It's worth it. Just check it out. But it is such mechanically, I enjoy that game.
Anything else you play that you did like, Tim? Or
Skyrim.
Yeah, Skyrim. Yeah.
No, it was my week was definitely a Shadow of War.
Nice.
Yeah, I spent most of my waking moments playing that game.
All
so,
right.
Skyrim
Skyrim and Inscription for me is a lot of my time.
You know what? One of the things I liked about Shadow of War, sometimes whenever you kill something in a camp or you sneak and kill something, you hear one of the orcs go, "There's been a murder." I love that.
Nice.
There's been a murder.
Or when you
Oh, there was one thing I wanted to say about the game that I really liked in particular. The Spirit of Nature, Karnan.
Yeah.
I love that voice actress, the accent and that character in general was so awesome, so appealing to me. Just the way she talked, like real slow with like this weird, almost like Norwegian type accent or whatever, and also just said things funny and everything. It was just like, man, I really like that voice acting. I think it's really good. Shout out to whatever that person's name is.
I think Kumail Nanjiani is in that game too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he's one of the orcs.
Yeah,
Talks
because I saw him on a talk show where he was talking about being in that game. It was Conan or something. They were like, they said they were going to alter my voice to sound like an orc, but then you come in the game and it's just his voice.
Just his voice.
Like on an orc, and he looks so
I remember
dumb.
coming across him, and I'm like, oh yeah.
I played Forza, a little bit of it.
Oh yeah, how's that?
It's a car game. It's fine.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't like car games. I've heard people say Forza is the car game for people who are not into those racing games. It's like, well, I'm still not into it really. It's just a car game.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. I saw Ryan's car driving around the open world.
There we go.
I think that's about it. Like I spent a lot of Skyrim, just a little bit more Demon Souls, and Inscription we just talked about a bunch. So Ryan, anything else you can add to this?
Well, I've been playing a few games. I mean, Inscription has definitely been one of the ones I've been playing, but I got the new Shin Megami Tensei 5 because I like
love you some demons.
I like some demons. So for those who don't really know what that series is really about, you
can talk about this. You recruit demons like you do Pokemon.
You do. You recruit demons like Pokemon. You talk to the demons. The demons will be like, "Hey, I want some of your life or some of your magic, or give me money." And you're trying to get them to join you, but like, really, it is Pokemon collect 'em all kind of style,
right?
But it is fun. It's it's one of those JRPGs that you have to grind. It is a grind. There's a lot of points where it's like, here's the boss. If you don't have what you need for it, or you're not that level, you just go out in the field and start plowing. So, I mean, that's
Mr. Plow. That's my name.
That name again is Mr. Plow. I don't know if I mean, I'm liking the game. I like the game a lot.
You think I would like this game?
No.
Oh.
But I think I'm hitting a point in my life as a 36-year-old where I hate grinding. It's not a fun experience.
Yeah.
Unless they're really into it. No, I don't like I don't know what to do in a RPG to make it better, to not force people to have to like go, okay, I have to go in this field and just continuously kill creatures over and over and over and over again. So continuously having to go through, oh, you're encountering. So here's the little counter screen. Okay, press the buttons to attack. Okay, they die. You get experience. Okay, you're back out into the world field. Okay, I go back into an encounter, and you do that ad nauseum. And it's just like, when I was younger, I was like, yeah, man, I'm just power leveling. This is great. I
was kind of getting the same feeling when thinking about the notion of grinding, enchanting, and blacksmithing levels in Skyrim. It's like, am I really going to do this again?
Like some people in Skyrim will literally, like, I remember, or maybe it wasn't Skyrim, maybe it was Oblivion. I remember there was one area where you can sneak, and there was an enemy right around the corner, and you just tied the controller stick to just continuously sneak and just like wait overnight, and then you would have a sneak level 100. I mean, it's just like, is it fun? Is that fun? Like, the idea of having to do stuff at a repetitive motion for
it's not meant to be played
not
that way,
saying like,
I think part of the problem is that's kind of poor game design more than anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think in that particular case. But as far as like grinding goes, depends on what the payout is. You know what I mean? Like, are you really going to appreciate the payout? Is it going to be something that's going to further increase your enjoyment of the game that you already like?
Because 100% magic reduction.
Yeah,
cost.
when you hear people talk about it, like, so let's say we're talking about Final Fantasy VI. Right?
Let's say that.
Let's say we're talking about one of Tim's favorite games, right? And Tim, you will go out and you will probably grind the hell out of those levels in that game, because you know exactly what you can get when you grind those levels.
You don't really get anything for leveling.
Yeah. Oh, well. Let's use Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger is a better game.
Okay,
Chrono Trigger is a better game.
Did you do some grinding in Bloodborne ever? Did you ever have to stop and just kind of grind souls?
Yeah, I think it did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I would kind of combine it with something else. Like maybe I needed blood vials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, right,
So
yeah.
I would run back and grind out some blood
What
vials.
do you do to, I mean, so when you're going to be doing that, like, is there anything you do in addition to make it just tolerable? Or do you is it like eating the broccoli? It's like, I have to do it. It's good for me, but like, I don't really want to do it.
I guess sometimes it just kind of depends on how entertaining the grind is a little bit. You know what I mean? Like with Bloodborne, for example, grinding was also practice.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like getting better at interrupts.
It's an opportunity to try things you didn't before.
Yeah, try things.
Yeah,
and
grinding
figure things out.
in a action RPG, totally understand, because it's unique to how you're playing. But in a turn-based RPG where it's just attack or do your spells. Like,
I don't think I play those anymore. It's tough to say.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I played a turn-based RPG,
Right.
and
but when
I'd like to think
let's
that
say
maybe
Chrono
the
Trigger.
pacing has gotten better and things like that. But I remember Pokemon had a bunch of grinding to it, kind of thing, like the first games. But it's been that long since I've played a game. Chrono Trigger, you didn't need to grind. You could if you wanted to
Final
be OP.
Fantasy VII original.
But some games are more fun when you don't grind because they're more challenging.
Right.
And they're like, if you want to, you grind to make the game less fun in some ways.
And you only do it when you're kind of close to the thing, and maybe like, oh, I only need like 5 fights to
Right.
get this thing I'm close to. But I guess they're not. Yeah, they're kind of not designed to be.
But like,
I did it on Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
When the not the remake, but the reissue thing.
the
there
reissue
you go.
came out,
When
yeah.
it came out on Switch.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that grind again had they not put in the double time or triple time.
Exactly.
Kind of
So
thing.
like elements of that help speed up the process. Totally. That makes it a lot more bearable.
Mhm.
But like, is there anything that a turn-based RPG should do that makes the grind aspect bearable, other than saying, well, just lower the difficulty and then you're good to go? Like, that's the thing. So in this game, circling back to it, I'm on normal. It is challenging. It is challenging as hell. There are turns where you go into a regular fight and a guy just hits you once and kills you dead. And you have to restart. And it's one of those games where you go to load screen, hit load, go back to come back in, start where you saved. If you didn't save before you died, all right, you're back to.
So this is just like naturally going through the game. You know what I mean? Like, or do you skip things in order to get to this point?
No,
or?
I'm going through it. I'm so like for me,
if you're naturally coming up on something that is OP and beating your ass, and it's part of the storyline of the game that you need to go through, and you have to turn around and go grind in order to beat it, that's poor game design.
Okay, then that's what I was trying to get at, because like, so I came to a point in the game where you're fighting this boss. Now I looked up the recommended level for this boss or whatever. They're like around 20. I was 21 at the time fighting this boss. Could not get close to beating this boss. I died multiple times. I said, finally, fuck it. I'm going to put on casual mode, which is the one right before. I love that they call it casual, but casual mode.
Filthy casual.
I still died several times on casual mode.
Wow.
I met the levels. And then it wasn't until...
See, you're supposed to die. That's how the story continues.
It wasn't until my buddy Chris, because he's playing the game too, who told me like, oh, well, no, you have to do this little thing where it makes you resistant to their attacks, and then you'll be able to do it. Oh. It's like, but I didn't know exactly what I needed.
Why didn't you know that? No, I'm not saying why. How could you? I'm saying like, why didn't you know that?
I didn't know it. I think there's one key reason why I didn't know it was I turned battle animations off. And if I had them on, I would know what style attack he was hitting me with. And I'd be like, all right, I guess I need to change my affinity to block that style of attack. But I didn't. I mean, it was just automatic. They're just swipe. Because I, as much as battle animations are fun and RPG, they're just battle animation. I mean, you just want to get to the numbers. For me personally, I just want to get to the numbers.
This is a pretty deep hole you're taking us down to justify why you don't like things.
So anyways, I'm fighting this boss.
We got to make a lot of assumptions.
So I'm fighting this boss and just having the hardest time. And then Chris tells me how to do it, and I end up switching over, and I beat him first try. Okay. First try, yeah, immediately.
Well, it seems like you have a little ADD in mechanics sometimes. Thinking back to Returnal's overload mechanic.
I'm not here to sit you down and tell you something about your gaming skills.
But I mean, the thing is, I guess from my perspective, I was looking at it as I want to be, grindy McGrinderson and get all my levels up, and then I can just hit and be good. And that wasn't the case in this scenario. And I just could not wrap my brain around it. And so, I had to have help to be able to move forward. And now I move forward. And now that I understand that mechanic, it has made the game slightly easier, but the game is still one of those moments where you encounter something that maybe I'm not resistant to. It hits you once and you're dead.
Is it fun? Like, now that you know how to play
not when I die, but it is. It's
spoken like a man who does not like Souls games.
No, it is fun. I enjoy the game.
But dying is clearly a little bit more inconvenient than it is in, for example, Metroid Dread.
If it was because like at the end of the day, when you die, you go back to the start screen, you load, you go back to your last one. Why not just, I don't know, just load me back to where the last save point was?
Yeah. Square Enix game?
And just do that. Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Shin Megami Tensei.
Shin Megami Tensei 5, everybody.
Go out and play it.
Go out and play it. Support your Atlas. Atlas games are fun.
Be wary of the defense mechanics.
I am done talking to you people.
Me too.
Can we do something else?
Yeah, let's
please.
do something else. As I remember which button is the theme song, I think it's this one.
Okay. Amazing.
As I asked the question, are you, Tim and Ryan, smarter than me, the Leet Gamer? Well, no. Are you smarter than a Leet Gamer?
Wait. Have you always been the Leet Gamer?
Oh, you didn't know that? I
thought I was the Leet Gamer the whole time.
Oh my God, this is like one of those.
This is like finding out Bruce Willis was dead at the end of Sixth Sense.
The big reveal.
He was the Leetist.
Wow, it only took us 24 episodes to figure this out. 25.
Actually, I made that up.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, guys, I've got 3 categories for you today, as usual. 2 new ones and one that I'm rehashing because I like it. The category names are Like a Boss.
Like a Boss.
Year of the Game.
Oh, fuck.
And the one that I'm bringing back because I like Tim's Odd Man Out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those are fun.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
And then a special round at the end of this. I have invented a new thing that I'm
Can
going
we
to do at
choose
the
the
end.
special round or we have to do it at the end?
You'll know at the end. I
Okay.
explained it to you, I think, before the show. But anyway,
okay.
So it'll give, if one of you are down, you might have an opportunity to come back and steal it all at the end with a lightning.
Oh, nice. Catch-up mechanic.
Yeah, catch-up mechanic.
Yeah, look at that.
So, Tim, make a call.
Heads.
It is a head.
It's always heads. Everybody knows that.
That's even a different coin, isn't it?
I don't know.
And then you flip last time? Anyway.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Okay.
Just give it to
Like
him.
a boss.
Like
Year
a
of the
boss.
game. Like a boss?
He's choosing like a boss.
All right. I'm going to give you the name of a game. You give me the name of the final boss in that game.
What the? I know what category I'm not going to choose.
Oh, I think these are easier than you think.
Oh, okay.
I don't
Because
know
the first
a
one
single
is
name.
Super Mario World.
Bowser.
Bowser.
Amazing.
I need to
I
keep
believe
score.
that one was for
I
Ryan.
believe that's King Koopa, actually,
It's
not
not.
Bowser.
I confirmed.
Oh, thank God. Isn't that the same guy?
No.
King Koopa and Bowser are different?
Yep.
Are they? Are they related?
I did not study this. I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Oh, King Koopa. Who the fuck is that?
Koopa and Bowser.
Who is he in?
So wait, King Koopa was the guy in the movie, though. That was Dennis Hopper.
King Koopa is, I thought he was the final boss in Super Mario World.
So he is Bowser?
No, Bowser is separate.
No, Bowser is the,
floats around in the fucking
thing in
thing.
Super
It's
Mario
definitely
World.
Bowser.
That's Bowser.
All right, then King Koopa is different.
Yeah.
So who's
King Koopa kind of looks like King K. Rool
Oh.
from Donkey Kong. He's got the 3-pronged crown on his head.
Oh,
which-
I actually didn't include this in the game, but do you know the...
Wait, are you looking at Wart?
That's what I was going to ask Ward. Super Mario 2, right?
That's
no,
Super Mario 2.
that's different.
I'm actually looking at King
King
Koopa.
Koopa.
King Koopa's got a crown.
Can I?
Let's take a look at King
All
Koopa
right.
before Ryan
Let's
shits
take a
his
look at the
pants.
board. Let me bring a little picture here.
Oh,
There's
interesting.
King Koopa.
Right. Okay.
So who the fuck that is? What's he in?
Super Mario,
The cartoon?
The cartoon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
Because I guess I couldn't do Bowser in that.
That's
Maybe?
so Bowser was Super Mario Brothers original NES, right?
Yeah, Bowser was.
When was the first appearance of King Koopa?
3?
What? No. King Koopa was the
100%.
boss of 3?
Yes.
So it's weird because on
my God.
Wikipedia, it's Bowser or King Koopa is a fictional character.
No one
in the primary
knows.
text.
It's different.
I'm just reading off of this here. So
That's when people go, well, Peach and Daisy are the same person.
All
No,
right,
they're
debate
not.
topic. No. Okay. Ryan, like a boss, year of the game, or odd man out?
Odd Man Out. I like those.
All right. You're going to give me which one of these is not real. And the category is Super Mario Kart SNES Racers. Playable characters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay. I was like, wait, and other
forgive me.
games?
Okay.
Okay, here we
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Toad,
Yeah.
Koopa Troopa,
Yeah.
Shy Guy, Yoshi.
Shy Guy.
Correctamundo.
Amazing.
Tim.
That was perfectly timed.
I
That
know.
was really well done.
That was amazing.
Okay. Let's do. Oh God, Jesus, God in heaven. Year of the game.
Year of the game.
This
I'm
is
going to give
probably the
you.
only
What
time I'm
year
gonna-
did this game come out?
It is kind of like that, except it's a game of the year winner.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Meaning, I'm going to give you the game. It won Game of the Year that year.
I think that's even worse.
In Jeff Keighley's Game Awards,
You've
it
got to
won
understand how bad I am. At this.
Game of the Year in the year that I is the answer.
All right.
So, what year did The Last of Us Part 2 win Game of the Year?
2020.
Correct.
Amazing.
All right, I'll do one of those.
What year did The Witcher 3 win Game of the Year?
2015.
Correct.
Amazing.
Uh-oh.
Tim.
Not going to do that one
I
anymore.
know that.
Let's do another like a boss.
Like a Bouse. Final Fantasy 7 original.
Sephiroth.
Sephiroth.
I'm
Sephiroth.
sorry.
Safer
It's Fallen
Sephiroth.
Angel Sephiroth.
So you guys complain I do
Safer Sephiroth.
two hard questions. I'm
Actually,
giving you some
it's
softballs this time.
the third form of him. Actually, well, no, because you do the.
I would have
Omni-
accepted
You
any
do
of
do
those.
the Omni Slash on him at the end, so I guess.
Oh, that is true.
All right, nerds. Like a boss. You're the game. Odd man.
Safer Sephiroth. That's safer Sephiroth.
I know.
Ryan, what do you want?
Let's do the not like the others. One of these things.
Odd
is
Man
not
Out.
Like the others.
All right. I don't know. I think you've played this. I know you've played this game, but you always complain that you don't know much about them. New Vegas Companions.
Fuck.
Is this stealable? No.
yeah.
Is Odd Man Out?
Oh, Odd Man Out is not. No.
Okay, okay.
All right.
Cass, Fisk, Boone, Lily.
Fisk.
Correct.
Amazing.
Good job.
Who's Lily?
The Nightkin.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Aw,
yeah.
Grandma Lily.
Yeah.
She's so sweet.
Tim.
Odd Man Out.
Metal Gear Solid bosses.
Dun 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 dun.
Fucking duck.
Vulcan Raven. Laughing Octopus. Dark Man. Fat Man.
I have no idea. Dark Man.
Correct.
Amazing.
Darkman, movie.
The important thing is to be wrong or right with confidence.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Ryan.
We'll do.
Just do Year of the Game, please.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. You're the game.
Breath of the Wild.
That was 2017.
Correct.
Was it?
Amazing.
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Fuck.
Tim.
Like a boss.
Like a boss. You're not going to know this, I don't think. I'm sorry. Okay. Metal Gear Solid 3.
Metal Gear Solid 3 was Revolver Ocelot.
I'm sorry. Ryan, you know this one? This one's stealable.
Metal Gear Solid 3
Snake
was what's her face?
Is it a woman?
Yeah.
Oh.
The Queen of Hearts. I don't know. It was a girl.
The Boss.
The Boss. The Boss.
Her name is The Boss.
The
yes.
Boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ryan.
Like a boss. Yeah, might as well.
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Mm-hmm.
That was Mother Brain?
Yeah.
I was trying to think
Amazing.
if there was
Well done.
something else in there too, but yeah, it was
That's
Mother
Mother
Brain.
Tim.
Oh, Odd Man Out.
GoldenEye playable characters. Boris. Goldfinger. Odd Job. Jaws.
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Correct.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm giving you guys softballs this time.
This is
We
good,
having
yeah.
fun?
Actually, we're really
Yeah, you're doing
well
really good.
on this.
Ryan.
Game of the year.
Sekiro. Shadows Die Twice.
That was 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I would've
Amazing.
guessed.
Tim. There's one more in Year of the Game.
Do it.
One more in Odd Man Out, and we've got
Do it.
a lot of Like a Bosses left.
Like a Boss.
Like a Boss. Donkey Kong Country.
King K. Rule.
Yay.
I just said that. before the game
Amazing.
started.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Ryan.
All right. Well, let's get rid of this category. We'll do the final
Year of the Game?
Year of the game. Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition.
Okay. That.
I think I know this one.
Yeah, I think that was 2014.
Yeah.
I actually knew that
Amazing.
one. Weird.
And actually, that was the first Jeff Keighley Game Awards. was
So
2014.
I
Yeah.
literally used, because I worked at EA in 2000. I started in 2013. I remember we could test out Dragon Age Inquisition. So I was like, yeah.
Tim, Odd Man Out or Like a Boss?
Like a Boss.
All right. Wolfenstein 3D.
Wolfenstein 3D. I don't know. Hitler.
Yep.
Robo Hitler.
Amazing.
Mecha Hitler.
Mecha Hitler.
Ryan,
Yeah.
Like a Boss, Odd Man Out. One more Odd Man Out.
I'm in out. Let's finish
All right.
it.
Devolver published games.
Okay.
Axiom Verge. Talus Principle. Hotline Miami. Death's Door.
I know the answer.
Is it Hotland?
Nope.
No, it is Axiom Verge.
Yeah.
You
Mostly
would think
because
that would
I
be a
mostly knew
Devolver
that
digital.
because I was like, do I like any Devolver games? And I just like looked through and I would have noticed.
Yeah,
Verge was not
Axiom
on there.
Verge.
Like a Boss.
All right, Tim. Mortal Kombat Original.
Oh, the original Shang Tsung. Oh,
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn.
Oh, I didn't get to guess.
The original was Shao Kahn?
Yeah.
When was Shang Tsung the boss?
I knew that one too.
When was Shang Tsung the boss? Do you remember?
He was not.
You're
a
right.
boss.
I made another one of these stealable, so I should have given that to you.
Yeah.
Did you know it?
Yeah.
Do you agree?
I don't
with me?
fucking care. Whatever.
Okay.
No, don't give it to me though.
Okay.
No.
Okay. All right. The first Metal Gear Solid, Ryan.
First Metal Gear. Liquid Snake.
Yeah. Liquid Snake.
Amazing.
All right. Two more of these, and they're probably the hardest ones. Here we go, Tim.
Do it.
Punch Out. Not Mike Tyson's Punch Out. The Punch Out after Mike Tyson was.
Oh, Mr. Dream?
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
You know your
Amazing.
game.
I do.
Easy
All right,
peasy.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Bloodborne.
What was? Oh my God! What was the Furman?
What?
Furman.
Furman?
Furman.
Mark Furman?
What did you say? What was your It was the one that you said, and I can't remember.
I think you said Furman, so I have to.
I don't know.
Tim, Bloodborne.
Bloodborne?
Yeah, final boss. I could accept 2 answers, but there's
The nurse lady. The nursemaid.
no. That's the second to last.
Oh, is it the
Garmin.
Reaver?
It's
the,
Gurman.
Gurman.
I thought
Shang Tsung was the first boss role in the entire series.
You do not fight Shao Kahn at the end of Mortal Kombat.
That's Mortal Kombat 2. Mortal Kombat 2, you fight Shao Kahn in Shao Kahn's arena. The first one, you fight Shang Tsung.
You don't fight him at all in Mortal Kombat 1.
Shang Tsung has the first boss role in the entire series. I don't know what to tell you here. Maybe I'm a crazy person, but I
take it
fucking
to the streets.
swear.
You guys are tied right now, but I do have the lightning round, so it's a good thing I brought that.
I'm so good at lightning rounds.
But yeah, I think I have to give that to Tim.
first
I guess.
game installment.
If he's,
So then Tim won.
well, I have the lightning round. We're not over yet.
Oh no!
So Tim almost
I
won.
thought it was
I'm losing my mind here.
no, because Shang Tsung is one of the guys you fight, but you fight
Mortal
Shang Tsung,
Kombat
Goro,
featured 2
and
bosses. One was the sub-boss, who you'd have to face before challenging the main boss of the game. The sub-boss of the game was a 4-armed Shao Kahn warrior named Goro, a half-human, half-dragon beast. Upon Goro's defeat, the player would then face the game's main boss, Shang Tsung.
Maybe the thing I looked at was wrong then.
Yeah.
I'm taking this to my my grave, people.
I mean, do it, man.
All right, we're going into the lightning round with Tim at 9. And Ryan at 8.
Yeah.
And this is how the
That was
lightning
a
round's going to work,
very
guys.
good round
I
for
have
It was
a,
good, yeah.
Jesus.
I have a deck of cards.
It's not about whether I win or lose. It's about whether or not I'm right.
These cards,
You're always right.
these cards were invented by Easy Allies. It's a game called Kill Your Babies.
Thanks, Easy Allies.
We're not going to use it for the Kill Your Babies game. We're going to use it for a taboo-like game where I am going to give you the deck of cards, Tim.
Okay.
You're going to have it in front of you. You're going to pick one up and look at it, and you're going to try to get me to say the name of that game without saying the name of the game.
Okay.
There's no excluded words. You can say anything else but the name. You can also even say, let's say it was Mario 3. You could say, if you get me to that point, you could say, it's the third one.
Okay.
You're allowed to do that, okay? I think...
I can't start with it's the third one in the series?
Yeah, you can.
Oh, okay.
Because we're getting as many as you can in 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Okay.
Let me give this a couple shuffles.
Oh, fuck me. I'm scared. This is very stressful.
I also like the idea that we're doing it to Kenny, so Kenny be like, I don't want Ryan to win. I'm just going to purposely
No.
whiff
I
these.
am going... This is going to be a legit game.
Now I'm relying on you to win?
Kenny would never do that.
I
Or
would not.
click, tick, 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 tick.
All right. Are you ready, Tim?
I am ready.
And begin.
Well, it's the 5th one in the series, very popular, 2013, and they just released a new trilogy release of it. It's about stealing cars and...
Gran Turismo 5? Forza Horizon 5?
It's about murdering people and
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Jesus fucking shit. It was the first of this series that wasn't... Oh, fuck me. Samus Aran was in it, and it was the one that
Metroid.
came out in...
Super Metroid.
The one that came out...
Metroid Prime.
Thank you. It's Ryan's favorite game.
Shadow Colossus.
It is... fuck me to death. You got stuck on Grand Theft Auto 5?
I was thinking car games. You got the
Jesus
cars.
Christ.
And
Gran
whatever.
Turismo 5.
Gran Turismo 5.
You got 3?
You just said. Yeah, 3.
Oh, man. Yeah, you go around killing people. Oh, yeah, that's Gran Turismo 5.
3's pretty good for 30 seconds is quick, so here we go.
All right.
All right, Ryan, you ready?
Yep.
And begin.
It's your favorite game.
Bloodborne.
All right. It is a 64 game.
Goldeneye.
Where it's a very, very famous, popular 64,
Mario 64.
game. Where you have a
Ocarina of
sword.
Time.
Yep. It is your other favorite game.
Dark Souls.
And it's set in a mountainous range area. And
Last of Us.
you have shouts.
Skyrim.
Yes. I don't.
Oh my God.
my
How would
God.
you
Did we
get
tie
them to
again?
get this?
Oh, what
yeah.
right? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a walking simulator where you go around a weird house.
What remains of Edith?
Oh wait,
Finch's-
Tim was up one.
I was up one.
So you did win. Tim is smarter than me, the Leet Gamer.
man.
That stressed me out, guys. Holy
fun.
crap. It was fun. It was fun, but boy. Whew.
Thanks, Easy
I
Allies,
got the willies.
for these cards.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Gran Turismo 5. You're fired.
hey, you won.
No.
You won
all
because
good.
of your Shang Tsung Shao Kahn
One on a
dispute.
technicality. I was technically correct. The best kind of correct.
The best kind of
I could
correct.
have sworn I Googled it when I was making this game. It was like the boss of Mortal Kombat 1 and it said Shang Tsung. Or no, Shao Kahn, I mean.
So Mortal Kombat 2 is Shao Kahn then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
All right.
I think it's predictable.
Boy.
Boy. Huh.
Well, here we are, guys.
Yeah. What do you guys want to do now?
Completed a game.
Yeah, well, now we're just kind of out of games.
Well, that's depressing. There's got to be something else.
I think we can have a transition. And it's over now. That was transition music.
Wait. Ryan and I were talking about something. Oh, just throw out a little discussion thing here.
Sure.
Ryan, you really don't like Skyrim.
No, I don't hate Skyrim. It's a game that I want to play more of, and I want to enjoy it as much as everyone makes it sound like they're enjoying it.
Okay.
And every time I load that game up, and every time I get in that wagon, and every time I get to that executioner block.
Here's your first thing you need to do when you play this goddamn game.
I installed a mod to skip that.
You need to either install a mod to skip that, but easier than that is the same thing that I do in Fallout 4. Right before they're going to call your name forward, hit the escape button and hit save. And then anytime you start that game again or decide you want to start that game again, find that save point and open it up right there. You skip the first 10-minute intro and you go straight to the character creation.
That's the way I have it set up. You go straight to character creation.
You do get another chance to do a character part of the character crate after that like dragon attack portion of it. So wouldn't you save it right after?
I don't think you do.
There's only one character.
There's only
creation,
one. This
and
isn't
it's
like
after.
Fallout 4 has got like that.
Oh,
where
no,
you
you're
can
right.
change stuff.
There's actually two in Oblivion.
Okay.
Because in Oblivion, you start in this cave. And so at the start, you obviously build your character. And then once you are about to exit the cave, they go, do you want to keep this or do you want to change
Same with
it?
Fallout 3, yeah.
Oh,
I want this.
That would be awesome.
My point of bringing this up is I want this to be a counseling session because I understand that you've got gripes and problems with the game that are making it hard for you to appreciate. So maybe me and Kenny, as people who very much appreciate that game and have appreciated it over the years, can help kind of settle your nerves a little bit and get you into this game by like offering some guidance on things that you dislike or don't appreciate about the game, especially when you compare it to other games and stuff. That maybe we can get you past so you can go forth into Skyrim and experience this game in the way that Kenny and I have.
Well, let's ask you this. How far did you get? What's the farthest you've gotten?
I was talking to Tim about this. So what happens is this. Like I said, I go through that whole introduction, right? Which seems like it goes on for goddamn ever. And then you get through that part of it, and then it's like, all right, world's your oyster, right? Go wherever you want. I mean, obviously, it's going to guide you to the first town.
Riverwood, yeah.
Riverwood, where you get your first missions and so on and so forth. So what happens is I don't go there because it's like, well, the world's my oyster. I'm going to go wherever I want. And I'll start exploring because the first thing I like to do, especially for games like this, is I want to unlock the fucking map. And I want to have all the fast travel points. So if I want to go somewhere, I can be there. So I start running around the entire area, whatever. Just unlocking waypoint after waypoint after waypoint as much as I can. The thing is, what happens is, during that period of time, I'm also trying to figure out what the hell do I want my character to be. Because originally, when I'm creating the character, I'm like, well, I'm going to design him like this. And then you reach into these, you get these points in the game where it's like, okay, I'll do destruction magic. I'm going to use destruction magic on all these creatures. It's going to be awesome. And I go up against these creatures and I shoot a couple of fireballs. It doesn't do much to them. And then they just like hit me a bunch of times and then I die. And I go, okay, well, I get maybe destruction magic isn't what I want to do. So even though I put a few points into destruction magic, now I'm going to go somewhere else. So now I'm going to go somewhere else. So now I've diverted from a plan to another plan. It's like, all right, well, maybe I need to do this now. So I'm going to go more stealth. And I'm going to have maybe a little bit of magic or whatever. So I try the stealth. And then I run in the same situation. All right, I'm going to sneak up on this bear. And I'm going to, get it really good with the sneak attack. And then I, botch that somehow because me.
What's a bear?
And it's a bear. and then, swipes at me and I die. And I go, okay, well, maybe sneak's not good for me either. But now I've spent several skill points in that.
Yeah.
All right. well, fuck. All right, now my character is kind of all over the place, not really confined. And it seems like what happens is the people I talk to about this game, they seem to understand what angle they need to go for and how they need to play that angle. For me, you're giving me the keys to all the cars, and I go, I can drive a few of these, but like I like this one a little bit, but this one's really good too. And it's like I can't have it all.
I think what the problem might be, now that I'm replaying the game too, is that I'm realizing how it's designed in a way that when you stick to the main path at the beginning, the encounters that you're going up against in those beginning areas are not as difficult as other things you can run into. So you could very well be going off into places that have hard enemies.
Yeah,
and
can
thinking
you imagine
things,
starting that game and going straight towards the Forsaken and like
Right.
fighting a Briarheart and being like, what the fuck?
So you're thinking those things don't work very well because you're going into an area that you should probably stick to the main thing just for a little while at least, because then you can get the dragon shout unlocked.
That's a bit important thing.
Yeah.
That's something I wanted to bring up, is that while the game doesn't railroad you and does let you explore, the main storyline, probably the first 2 hours of the game, maybe two, probably. If you go straight with a storyline, you unlock a very important aspect of the game, something that is very empowering in the game, and that's the dragon shots.
Right, which I've gotten to that point. Sorry, long story short, I've gotten through that point where I've gotten the shouts, and it's like, okay, at this point, I'm gonna go off and do whatever other missions. The thing is, I get lost in that map. So another thing that I was talking to Tim about is I like to be very handholdy when it comes to where the fuck am I supposed to go on this map. Your indicators that you have on this map do nothing for me other than give me a general idea of where things are. I need a fucking line that's drawing out. And Tim's like, well, there's a spell for that. It's called clairvoyance.
Yeah, there is a spell, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But now I'm wasting magic just to get what I would like as a quality of life
I
thing.
think that complaint is not valid because first of all, when you're just exploring and you're out in the open, you're not in combat, your magic regen is super, super high. You don't have to keep that spell active the whole time. You're not even going to want to keep that spell active the whole time because you always see like a shading mist of where the spell was after you're done casting it. So at least for enough steps that your magic will be regenerated to max, you can see that line and you can follow that path. And generally, clairvoyance takes you on the most direct but still on path direction to get to where you're trying to go. So maybe it's not the fastest, and as you learn the world more and find quicker ways to get to places, it'll get you where you need to go.
Yeah,
eventually.
It's mainly those points where it's like, all right, so the quest I need to do, the indicator's on the map, and it's in a town, but it's not specifically on whatever shop I need to go into that town. It's just your point of interest is in this town. And I go, really? Okay, now I have to figure out what shop or what area I need to go to.
I don't think I've ever experienced that.
It's just telling you to go to that town first, and then once you get there, then it puts the marker on the door of the shop.
That's not been my experience with it.
There might be some quests.
I've seen like in dungeons that can be a little confusing sometimes because you try to follow the quest marker in a dungeon and it just gives you the cardinal direction, but the dungeon is like a winding tunnel.
No,
so
I've had it where I'm in a town and it's like, all right, well, where's my mission? It says town, like it's here. It's in a town,
right?
Around
I can
this
think of an
area.
example of that. The Red Guard woman that's hiding out in that's just one general marker, and you have to like find her or whatever. So I think that's rare though. Like
I would agree. Yeah, I mean that's a very rare circumstance that happens. I mean, the way I kind of see it is that you've got a bad taste in your mouth with the game, kind of thing, and it's like I'd love to help give you a mint, kind of thing, when you're in the parts that you're not super enjoying, kind of thing. Because I can tell you, I love the free exploration of the game. I also love that you can't just go everywhere because some stuff, even though the game does scale encounters, some stuff is just starts off as outside of your range.
I ran into a part last night that I had to leave, and I was like, I'm gonna have to come back.
And
later
that's totally understandable. I think a lot of the aspects that come from it are there's a level of patience I think you need to have with that game where it's like, okay, I'm going to focus on this. I'm going to have to do these missions. I may need to go out and I went into a cave and I'm going to fight things or whatever. And there's a little bit of like, but understanding like where you're wanting your trajectory to go in that game. And when you have it and when it's clicking, I get why people are liking it. It's like, I mean, my brother plays this game a lot. And he'll do like, he'll get his range, I think it's archery or range or whatever it's called, up to the maximum amount and his stealth up to the maximum amount. So what he'll do is he'll just go with one arrow and it will just take out something instantly. And he's just like, I just go around
pretty easy to,
and
like,
I'm super powerful. And it like to the point where he's like, it just doesn't get fun anymore because now I can just do whatever I want.
Sure, there's some aspects of the game that like if you focus on it like 100% and that's how you're playing the game and stuff, I mean, unless you up the difficulty on it, things are going to get easy. The main game, the storyline of that game is supposed to be done with by level 35. So if you are level 50 and finally going to the last boss, you're going to have a bad time. You know what I mean? There's like scaling.
Hit it once and then, you'll
So if you're focusing like super furiously and trying to cheese the game in order to like up your skill level, what I like about the game is not cheesing it. Because if you go at the natural pace that the game has like given you kind of thing, you'll get to things at like a fair at like a fair level of fair challenge level. But if you work really hard to bust through and break through on the best versions of everything and then go out in it, you're just going to cheese it.
The other side of that, the problem that I kind of have going through that game a lot is understanding the inventory because I feel overburdened, no pun intended, with like how much items that you can go through in different areas and stuff like that. And it doesn't feel intuitive to me to be like, all right, I want to do a different weapon. All right, I got to go into this menu and I got to go over to weapons and then I got to go to this sub menu and then I need to select this and then I need to press this button, which will equip it to this one, or press this one to equip it to my other hand.
Right.
And then, set it. And then you could be like, oh, I'm going to change it up. But it's like,
it's really funny. Like that game, I can tell was built for controller players. Like the mouse and keyboard like does work and everything, and it's great for hotbar like quick access type stuff. But that game, that menu with a controller feels super intuitive,
right?
Because it lets you do left and right instead of scrolling down on things and stuff like that. Like you can just kind of buzz through right, and you're in the menu that you want to be in.
Absolutely. I mean, I would 100% agree that it had more controller functionality in mind than it did in you're using your mouse and keyboard. And I mean, mouse and keyboard, obviously the most optimal.
Which way would you play it? Would you play it controller or mouse and keyboard?
Mouse and
what
keyboard.
Would you prefer?
Mouse and keyboard, just because like your control
right.
is going to be infinitely better.
So here's something that I like doing with mouse and keyboard is that not only can you favorite things so that they come into your quick access menu, but once you open that quick access menu, you can highlight a thing and hit a number on your keyboard on your mouse or whatever, and it will bind that ability or that potion or that spell or that shout to your keyboard. So literally while I'm playing right now, I'm doing sword and board. My sword is number 1, my shield's number 2, my bow is number 3, my healing potion's number 4. So when I go into combat, I hit 3 to shoot the bow, and then when things are approaching me, I hit 1. It automatically equips the 2 shields, so I have the sword and the shield in my hand. And if I'm starting to get beat up, I just spam 4 and drink a bunch of healing potions. And I never even have to go into a menu.
And I mean, those are the quality of life, those kind of understanding of like also knowing the quick keys and how to do that. That's very important for that game, which I don't know too well. So like that also is kind of that overwhelms me a bit because like it's to the point where I'm like, I want to switch weapons. Okay, I got to go to the start menu. I'm going to go here. I'm going to do this. Where you're saying, oh, I just press 2 and then I switch it. I don't know like quite how to do all that stuff or have tried to do all that stuff. So
it's one of those things that
probably definitely helps the process out. But
yeah,
I mean, there's elements to the game where you have to go in the inventory and you have to sort and you have
there's
to
some inventory management and stuff like that.
And I think that inventory, like I'm not a fan of any of the Elder Scrolls, how they've done their inventory system. I think it's fucking garbage. Like it is hard to find what you're looking for in the inventory.
They give you so much shit.
And they give you so much shit. You can pick up everything. So now it's just fucking garbage.
And I'm trying
all
to
over
I'm
the
trying to
place.
avoid using the magic word of mods.
Yeah,
kinda
Sky
thing, you know
UI
what I mean?
is like so.
So like a
that.
very, very, very popular mod is called the Sky UI, and it's an overhaul of the inventory system and makes it easier and categorizes things and does things like, oh, here's something I like from Sky UI a lot, value by weight. So it gives you, like, you may have a sword that is valuable to sell, but you may find that based on the amount of inventory space it takes or the weight of it, it's less valuable overall than like a gem you can carry.
Right.
Because this is 0.1 pound for 600 versus, 12 pounds for, like 50, which seems like a lot, but it's really taking up so much space that can otherwise be, something else. So anyways, I would totally agree that there's some inventory problems with the game. As far as it goes with me, there is plenty of like money making opportunities in that game and gems you can pick up in order to make cash off that game. Generally, when I pick something up, I go in my inventory almost immediately. If it's an upgrade for me, I just hit that little R button to drop whatever it was that I don't need anymore. Just drop it on the ground and move on with
Basically,
my game.
when you're in your inventory, you hover over the thing and press F. That'll make it a favorite. When you're in the game itself, you press Q to bring up the little quick menu. So now you have all the things you favorited right there, and that's how you quick select things with like, and then you can hit 1 to bind it to 1.
Okay.
So for example, like if you save Fireball as your favorite, right? You can open up that quick menu and you can both left click and right click and it'll quick it to both hands. And so now you've got a double-handed Fireball just like that. And if you save that to your hotbar like as a 2, then whatever you have is your 1. If you click that, it will so say I'm switching between a sword and shield and a 2-handed Fireball, okay? The game remembers that you like doing 2-handed Fireball. So if I do 1 and 2 to equip my sword and shield, all I have to do is hit 3 and it'll go to both hands. And all I have to do is hit 1 and it'll bring up both the sword and shield again. It like remembers the way your preference is, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's also stuff that, they don't really give you right out the gate of these tools of like, here's how it's beneficial for mouse and keyboard players versus people that play with controller. Just like you said, it was designed more for people with controller in mind. So it's like all of those things are great quality of life, makes the game run smoother, but they don't really broadcast that so well to the players that are not really knowing like, okay, this is okay, I can favorite this and do that and switch over and stuff like that. Skyrim is it's one of those games where I can appreciate for what it's trying to accomplish. Again, what I was talking to Tim about earlier was I find myself not really liking the setting where Skyrim is. Also, that's one of the things where I liked Oblivion a lot, just because I liked the Imperial City, and I liked the idea of like what's going on around that area and all the hustle and bustle of all the towns that are around there. Or taking it back one step further and saying Morrowind, which had all these fantastical spaces, which were very surrealist. And those settings are more to my liking. When you're like, it's snow and it's a mountain, I just think it's like a Viking setting game.
Yeah.
And that's just not my,
There's
don't like
gems
those
in
settings.
Sky. I won't argue that that Skyrim is a natural environment kind of thing, but I will say that there is places to explore and find in that game that are fantastical.
Yeah.
And they are like, they kind of go beyond that that normal realm of stuff.
true.
Like the DLC, the Dragonborn DLC, puts you in this fucking weird place. That is actually really fun. Really, like the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha. You know what I'm talking about?
I
like
think
the big
it's been a
book
long
area or whatever. It's like this weird, fucked up, like Cthulhu-esque library.
Oh,
that
yeah,
you're
okay,
in.
yeah.
That is totally fucking out there. I was telling him about the big dwarven city that you find underground or whatever. When you go to Solstheim in the DLC with Solstheim. Basically, it's an entire island with the ash ground and everything. They have these things, you know what I mean? But
There's a lot of big open land in between them.
there's
I was not expecting to get hooked back into it as much as I did. Honestly, I was surprised, and it's just like I love all the exploration in that game, and the progression and the possibilities of all the stuff in those trees, and being excited about all the conjuration stuff I'm going to be unlocking soon, and It's just, I love it.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because like you'll get up like super high in the conjuration magic, and you'll pull out like 2 storm astronauts that you don't even have to battle anymore. You just send them in there. They take care of most of the business for you, kind of thing. And the rest you do is just kind of pick things off. It's a joy to get to those, but it's much more fun to get to those naturally without cheesing the game, kind of thing, and just get to the point where you are a big badass without just like spamming and then passing time in order to get your magic bar to max so you can spam it again, kind of thing. That sort of stuff's going to drain the fun out of the game.
Especially playing this now, man, I really hope that Starfield is good. And they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we didn't like mention this in the news, but they had some sort of event for the anniversary, and Todd Howard got interviewed and basically said, like, you know, I think with how much people are saying, Starfield's definitely getting delayed. It's definitely, he basically said, no, it's definitely coming out that day. And they kind of reassured everyone that it's for sure coming out.
So maybe
November.
they're really just like kind of hiding things in this a little bit?
It's circling back to Skyrim a little bit, because I saw this interview as Game Informer did with Todd Howard, or is maybe IGN, is one or the other. But he was talking about mods, and does he like the mods that have been like kind of put out there? And he was saying, yeah, there's some really good quality of life mods. And I go, okay, so if you know that there was a way to optimize this game better, why didn't you do that then?
I think that's kind of unfair, because
that's what they just did, isn't it? With the anniversary, they added a bunch of
stuff, but at the same time, like a lot of those quality of life things are hindsight is 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, this was an Xbox 360 PS3 game.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, like, it's very old, but I guess to me, that cow has been milked so much, and they don't seem to do much about changing, like, any of the, like, if he's like, I enjoy this, I enjoy optimizing this, I enjoy this mod for this. Why not, when they did their release again in Xbox One, they added some of those elements in Xbox One version, like to make the inventory system to be better,
they want people to be excited for the next Elder Scrolls game, and they could focus on making this, like Skyrim, a bunch of new shit, and make it like almost a live service thing where they're making it better and better. But you know, they got Starfield to work on, and they want people to get psyched for
But I mean, they're working. It's not like you hit copy paste to like from an Xbox 360 to an Xbox One version of Skyrim, and that's all you do. There's development that goes into that.
Yeah.
So if you are saying that there are quality of life things 10 years down the road, him saying, yeah, there's a couple of quality of life mods that I like and stuff like that, then why didn't you implement those? As you had how many iterations of this game? You had the opportunity to go, let's take a look at, the inventory system. Clearly, it's a little cumbersome. So, over encumbering. So, like, clearly, there's maybe some problems or some issues. Let's tweak this to make this more efficient. Let's do this. Let's move that. Instead of just going, well, we look at bug fixes, which obviously, I mean, Skyrim is rife with it. Regardless, 10 years in the future, and it still has a bunch of bug issues. But I mean, bug fixes, graphical texture packs, stuff like that enhance the visuals. But why not the quality of life? And it seems like that's the
only thing I could say about that is that those kind of overhauls that I've seen, like I said, have required the SKSE,
script extender.
The script extender kind of thing, like a specific. There might literally be limitations on what they can do based on the engine that was used to build the game, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess at a certain point, it's so interesting because like we have a 10-year-old game that is running the same engine that, it utilized on the Xbox and the PS3. And there are games that came out 10 years ago that they've actually redone completely from the ground up with a newer engine and made it just so much better. And it's like, why haven't they just done that then? Again, Skyrim, to me, the problem I have with it a lot of times is just because it plays like an Xbox 360 and a
You gotta
PS3
kind of
game.
at least give them credit for the fact that they put a mod thing right in the UI of the game, even on consoles now for some quality of life stuff like that. Even though it's limited to because script extender thing they don't have, but still, I mean, a lot of games don't do that. I mean, it lets you put it right on there for consoles and stuff too.
I have no problem with I mean, that's great that they do that, but I mean, I'm looking at it as here's a product, and if Todd Howard very much this is a passion project of his baby. He wants it to be kind of perfect. And we keep re-releasing this game, we have fishing now and we have a few other elements. It's like, if you're able to allow yourself to re-release these games with touch-ups, why not do more with it than just those basics?
Well, you might also consider this too. You might also consider that this is a game that was not just meant for PC. This is a game that was also meant for consoles and to be played with a controller for a lot of people. This, like I said, this menu, for example, that argument is that this menu is optimized for console players because you've got a big menu of things. They wanted to give people a lot of things to muck with that feel a little awkward and cumbersome on PC games, but are doing the best with what you got for console gamers. Because imagine you couldn't just scroll wheel down and click on a thing that's 100 spaces down kind of thing. Instead, you've got to do it with just like the D-pad kind of thing. You know what I mean? I think they're working with what they got. There's some things that I can't say, well, Ryan, deal with it. Or you're right. I mean, absolutely. You're absolutely right. There's things that could be better for your average player that's playing the game 10 years later kind of thing. But for the generation that it was, it still holds up fairly well.
I guess from my perspective, so I own it on Steam. Mm-hmm. What incentivizes me to own the 10-year anniversary if I just want to play the base Skyrim game?
Nothing. Don't play it. Don't. The
special edition upgrade is free, isn't it?
Special edition, I think so. Yeah,
yeah. So that's just like
special edition's got all the DLC and plus the legendary stuff, plus the ability to reset talents and all kinds of crap like
I mean,
that.
I guess
you can reset perks.
You have to you have to get it to 100 first, and then you can legendary it.
Oh right, okay,
yeah. Gotcha. I think that it definitely is one of those games that I don't think there's a problem with them getting to the point where they're releasing another iteration of it because people like it. It's not like they're releasing a game over and over. It's like, why are you making this game still? Like, we hate this game. Like, stop re-releasing this game. Clearly, there's a market here.
Yeah. Bingo.
And there's a lot of people. I mean, because now you're you ring the bells. It's like, oh yeah, Skyrim. Oh, I like that game. I'm going to play it again. It gets people to get back in and play it. And
did you just Pavlov dog us for wanting to play Skyrim again?
Oh,
you said ring the bell and go play. Yeah. Okay. So like the game and we're willing to play it again. Jerk. Okay. I think this is all to go back to basically Ryan, I'm here to offer ongoing counseling service in our chat group. If you want to try that game again and you've got something that you feel like you're stuck on or that you need to get past somehow or you're not sure what to do, send a message, say, what the fuck do I do here? And I guarantee you one of us will be able to answer that question for you and get you through because there is hundreds of locations of unique, cool shit to explore in that game that are most of them are worth it.
I've already offered the same thing for Bloodborne.
Well, and I was going to say,
it's true.
I feel like I would rather try to beat one From Software game than play and beat Skyrim.
Fair enough.
Well, Bloodborne's the one to do. We're going to cap off this episode with a very quick, you guys can co-op, some Skyrim trivia.
Oh,
there we go.
Okay.
This is just for fun. You're not obviously you don't know as much as Tim, but we're gonna co-op this. Okay, here we go. What group does Ulfric Stormcloak lead?
The Stormcloaks.
Easy one. What can Dragon? Oh, that's a too easy one too.
Just give it to me.
This one says who is the main character?
The Dragonborn.
Oh yeah, you're right. I was about to say, does he have a name? No, he doesn't. That's me.
Me.
Where is the first dragon you fight? Where?
Where is it?
Yeah.
Outside of Whiterun?
Okay, multiple choice. Western Watchtower, Sleeping Giant Inn, Thalmor Embassy, or Throat of the World.
Western Watchtower.
That's where you start the game.
Well,
right?
Helgen is where you first witness a dragon.
You
says
do fight
fight.
that dragon.
I think it is Western
You do fight
Watchtower.
that dragon.
You don't fight the one in Helgen. You can't. Like, you don't.
I swiped at it.
Oh, did you go up and punch it? No, you can't because you're in bind. You're in chains, but until you get away from it.
What can be used to defeat Alduin?
Dragon Rend?
Well, it says a shout, so I think
Yeah,
it's
Dragon
correct.
Rend, the shout.
What happens if the graybeard? What happens if the graybeards speak?
What happens when they speak? I don't know.
Water turns to blood. A dragon is born. Time stops, or the ground shakes.
Ground shakes.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
Snap.
This is not letting me.
It's pretty
pick
dope.
The
Like the
answer.
first time you walk into Whiterun or whatever, after you absorb the soul, and you the first time I played this game, I didn't recognize that's what was happening. But the second time, I was like, that's really clever. You just the ground shakes and the earth shatters, and you hear this crushing noise, and you just hear Dovahkiin. And it's just like flies through the air all around you. And you're like, what the fuck was that? And it was the Greybeards at the top of the mountain, summoning you to come see them. And I was like, that's really fucking cool and clever. I like that a lot.
Which dragon is the leader?
Alduin?
Alduin. Who's Parthenax? Isn't a leader?
Parthenax is not the leader.
Okay.
Alduin is the leader. He's the lead. Parthenax is the head of the Greybeards.
All right, let's see if we can get one that Ryan will know.
Oh,
I don't think so.
There might be one.
Which Elder Scrolls is this? It was the fifth one.
the fifth one.
Skyrim is a part of which series?
The fifth one.
Did you feel like the Elder Scroll was kind of ham-fisted into Skyrim at all?
The Elder Scrolls been ham-fisted into a lot of these games.
There is one important aspect of it. What it does let you do, go to the past to get something that's important to the game. So I guess maybe not completely, but the rest of the aspects of the Elder Scrolls was kind of okay. I feel kind of burdened by this Elder Scroll.
Ryan, a guard
quest.
tells you he used to be an adventurer like you until what happened to him?
Until he took a wrench to the knee.
Yeah, wrench to the knee. That's right.
Yeah, he Tanya Harding that
I
shit.
feel like that's something that could have come up in a nice little
A wrench to the knee.
in Fallout 4 or something like that. I used to be a vault dweller like you until I took a wrench to the knee.
Or BioShock, you have the wrench.
Yeah.
Wrench to the knee.
Get on that.
Any more?
Well, I don't even know some of these, and it won't let me click the answer, so I know if it's right or wrong.
Say it,
What dragon does Dragonborn trap at Dragon Reach? Which dragon?
Holy shit! I think I know this one. What's it start with? Does it say?
Let me hold on a second because I lost it because this page is ridiculous.
Odahviing.
Okay, so yeah, Odahviing. Yeah, that's one of the answers. That's probably the one. Yeah.
Woo!
Can't believe you knew that.
I think the only reason I know that is because after you trap them, you learn how to summon them, and that becomes the shout. You say, "Oh, Daving."
Oh, Daving.
What was the date of Skyrim's release?
Date? 11/11/11.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And then what? Starfield is 11/11/21. 22.
22.
22.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because you add the first two, it becomes the second one.
All right. This has been Skyrim Talk Weekly with the Leetist Podcast.
What the hell just happened?
There was not a lot of games in this episode, but that's okay. I think we talkk about a lot of games, and sometimes that's important. You got to get some things off your chest.
Hey, I thought Leet Gamer was great.
Kenny,
man.
thank
This
you
thing
so
was
much
cool.
for running us through Smarter Than Leet Gamer. I'm glad I won. And Ryan,
Just barely.
Ryan, reach out. Talk to us about Skyrim.
Unless one day we figure out that Shao Kahn is in Mortal Kombat 1. And I might have to retract it from
All
that.
right,
But
well,
I think
tweet
you're
at
right.
us. Tell us.
I know he's sitting in the background.
He's sitting in the background of
Yeah.
one of the levels. That's why you think he's in it.
No,
Because he's in the
no, no,
background
no.
of one of the levels
I
while
kn-
the mage things are floating in the
Shao
background.
Kahn?
I knew that as well, but I thought that you fought him after Shang Tsung. But
Oh.
it's been a long time, obviously. So we'll be off next week for Thanksgiving. Get your turkeys, fill yourselves up.
Yeah.
We're going to be seeing some family, having some good turkey times, and we'll be back the week after that, which I think I'll be absent for, but the guys will find someone to
Oh my God, the
entertain
pressure.
you all with.
The
and,
pressure.
Oh, boy.
you'll have to take hosting duties. You guys can.
I'm ready.
Do the
I'm
thing
ready.
there.
Tim, you got this, right?
I got it.
You're going to
Don't
be
worry.
host?
Yeah, I'll take care of it. It's going to sound
can't
like
do
shit.
it.
We'll be like, hey, check us out on Twitter and together on the Leetist podcast.
Oh.
By the way, can I just bring something up real quick?
Yeah.
You didn't do it today, but I love your hurry the fuck up, guys voice that you use when we're playing Leet.
Oh, the game show voice.
The game show voice. Listen for this, Ryan, specifically.
Wait, what
Next
does
time
he
we're all
do?
together, he talks really fast in a really like obnoxious game show voice. That is Kenny's secret way of saying "hurry the fuck up" and go to the next thing in this game. Be on the lookout for it. If you're listening back to past episodes, that's exactly why he uses this voice, and it's hilarious.
All right on, man. I'm going to pick a category. All right.
All right.
Gentlemen, it's good talking to you.
Yeah, that was yeah. Well, I will. I think I'm bound now to have to try Skyrim. I guess at this
try it
point
a little
to
bit.
try
Or
playing it again. Yeah.
Or Bloodborne.
Have a pleasant Thanksgiving, guys, and I'll see you
Gobble
when I
gobble,
get back.
motherfuckers.
And
Bye,
I'll see
guys.
your audience, my audience, our audience when I get back as well. Have a good time, guys.